What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. For you guys, I am Lord Ethan, joined in the booth by none other than Kong Man. Very excited to cast with you, my friend, especially for a community for a better ABK tournament. This is a really new endeavor. I'm very excited to be one of the faces who's a part of it. And so should you guys, all of those who are already watching, whether it's on this channel or the myriad other ones. Just for your involvement, it's a great way to raise awareness and funds for the Better ABK Workers Alliance. We're not associated with them. This is an independent effort, but we're looking to accomplish a weekend-long double elimination Overwatch tournament whose focus is simply showing solidarity with a Better ABK Workers Alliance. Like I said, very proud to be here. Very excited to watch some good quality Overwatch. Kong Man, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's been about a month since I've been able to cast Overwatch since Star Esports has kind of been in the off season. I mean, it's just what we do at the end of the year for Star Esports is we have a nice little long run of a tournament, and then we just take December off, give all the casters a nice little breathing room. But I'm glad that there's still Overwatch tournaments going on, still giving me a chance to cast games and all that. And looking at these rosters, I can just tell that honestly, like I think anyone could just win this game, win this whole tournament. I mean.
I agree. It's going to be mixed SR as well. All these teams are coming from a lot of different areas. Let's take a look here at KDR's roster just for a moment. Quick moment here. KDR, who actually has some players that I'm aware of. We're looking at Catboy, Kitten, Zip, Vulcan, Fall, Tribalize, Gauzy, Mira, and Supremo. No coaches on staff, it looks like, but really they might not need them. These are some really talented players. I'm really excited to see them in action, not only independently but as a team. Their first matchup is going to be tonight against Friends and Pals Esports. Anything you can tell us about them?
Definitely looking at the side of Friends and Pals Esports, I definitely recognize a few names. I recognize Aspect, Hammy, Vanguard. Like those are just three really good players. Freenok is a name that sounds pretty familiar. Like I feel like I've heard that name around the community before. And then honestly, just some of the others like Cosro, Joey, Charlie, Lambent. Sorry, I already said Lambent and Vanguard. Just by like taking a quick peek at their profiles, they just all seem like just really, really good players.
And not only good players, but people who are also again willing to stand in solidarity with everything that's been going on, everything that we've been learning about ABK and the things that need to improve. It's really awesome to see these particular players participating, mainly because these teams they did it was a small buy-in, and so you know that these teams have contributed in some way or another towards raising those funds. Real quick, guys, before we jump into the match, we're going to be heading to Lijiang Tower. Just a couple of reminders for you guys. You guys probably see the commands in chat. That'll be exclamation point ABK. Familiarize yourself a little bit if you aren't already informed about ABK and the controversies that they have incurred, as well as I'm sorry, I see keeps wanting to say hashtag exclamation point Discord. Join the Discord. Not only are these people who love Overwatch, but they're people who really want to see the industry standards improve. Also, exclamation point donate if you are if you're so inclined, if you are a generous soul, and also again, resonate with this cause, then feel free to head over to the GoFundMe. Again, all of that money goes towards the ABK Strike Fund. Finally, you guys can find the bracket with exclamation point bracket, and that'll show you the teams that are competing, and you guys can stay up to date with all the games that we'll be hosting here on this channel, as well as again many others. If you guys want to tune into some of those other games, that'll be exclamation point multi Twitch. You guys can will be redirected to a page that shows all the Twitches that are streaming right now. Very, very exciting stuff, but not quite as exciting as this first game we're going to be jumping into Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, I definitely have to say Lijiang Tower is just all in all. It just seems like a very standard map that a lot of teams start with. I see it a lot in Star. I see it every once in a while, and just like even like contenders tournaments. Like I personally believe Lijiang is the most balanced like map choice we have out there. And what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like Lijiang for me, actually, I feel like balanced is actually a pretty good way to say it, where control point really normally feels very 50-50. It's a coin toss. You either get on the point first and win that fight and then win every consecutive fight, or you get on the point and then you lose it, and it's just constantly efforts to retake back and forth, but still 50-50. Lijiang Tower, I feel like, is a map where you really kind of gotta, I refer to it as kind of, you gotta meta slave it out a little bit, and that's exactly what we're going to see emulated in both of these compositions. On the side of, let me get the names for the teams real quick. On the side of Friends and Pals Esports, they're going to be running this double shield brawl style composition with those spam damage heroes, as well as Lambent and Vanguard on that Baptiste Lucio combo. Lots of utility. Going to be mirrored on the side of oh no, I'm losing the team names again. I just said them earlier. KDR, and they'll have the speed and the double shield.
Yeah, it's quite understandable, just trying to like familiarize yourself with some of these teams. But as the spawn doors open, teams lock into that symmetry to help get to point faster. I mean, we already see a fight breaking out here on the ledge. This is prime Lucio real estate.
Oh no, Vulcan! It's got environmental.
I definitely have to say this is very interesting. I'm gonna be honest, my game just decided to just take a little poop on itself here. I got like 10 frames, 130 ping.
No.
I think we're on a West Coast server. But Aspect gets the kill on Kit and Free not getting a double kill, and blue team going to be taking this point, and it appears that the side of the red team with Kitten on the respawning Catboy, unfortunately, sitting in base. Looks like they're just going to have to take a full reset here.
Yeah, as well as you're going to have to see a back up here from Galzi and Zip on the Rhine Sigma. Might end up getting cut off by the forces of Friends and Pals Esports. Going to have a little war of attrition here. And actually, Zip and Galzi are both eliminated. Aspect finds the pin onto Zip. And it doesn't actually careen off the edge either. They're going to be able to reconnect before getting promptly eliminated there by Vulcan. No ultimates to speak of coming up on either side. Besides, the Rip Tire from Freenok is almost online and will definitely be used to guarantee a fight win here at the choke.
Yeah, Lampin getting an amazing stagger on Vulcan here. We're going to be seeing Freenok coming out with this Riptire. Going to be going around the outside. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes if he gets any kills. Does actually take out Zip and the Immortality Field. That's another stagger. And blue team sitting here, sitting nice and pretty as we see the Reinhardt charge around, noticing that flank.
Zip just wants to play the game, and so does Catboy. Promptly booped, although that wasn't off the edge. That was just a final blow going to Vanguard, who's hoping to generate that beat just a little bit faster, but they're keeping in good rhythm with Zip's Gravitic Flux. So as long as we keep staggering Zip, for Friends and Pals, that's part of the win condition for them. Still holding this choke with the Amplification Matrix in tow.
Yeah, and as we noticed, Vanguard was able to spot out Kitten on this Doomfist flank. It appears that they're just kind of letting Kitten just sit up there and do whatever he wants. There is a Gravitic Flux coming out from the side, and Freenok getting a nice little triple kill. I was about to say double, but he's just exploding more. And this just looks like it's going to be another spawn hold for the blue team.
Oh, look at how close Freenok is to that next tire as well. You might look at 66% and say, you know, nothing too shabby, but the fact is that Rip Tire builds up so incredibly quickly. More importantly, Lambert is able to sit on this Amplification Matrix and might be able to combo it with Aspect's Shatter after this Flux.
Yeah, and while there's a big fight going on the choke, there is a Lucio 1v1 between Vanguard and Morelli just chilling out here on the point. Freenok comes in to ruin this one if you want. Kitten arrives as well. It's kind of anyone's fight right now, but it appears that Kitten is going to be getting the kill on Lambian. Going to be knocking around Aspect, and unfortunately Aspect does go down. And with 99% the point, it does flip, so this map's going to continue.
Zip dropping the GGs in chat already. That's actually kind of comical. It was investment on the side of KDR, so they've got the beat coming into this next fight. That's going to help them to live a little bit longer, but with Freenok and this Riptire, that's a free win condition, and the beat from Mura dropped a little early.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate Zip does take out that tire from Freenok. It was kind of a good like zoning ultimate to use that Lucio ult. You know, dropping that beat, making sure no one dies immediately to that tire. But we do see Catboy chilling up on the high ground here, and it appears Blue Team doesn't really have an answer for this. So Catboy just going to be raining down hells of fire from up above. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to try and counter this.
Looks like Aspect actually just goes for the hard reset, thinking that the fight is lost and that it is time to rendezvous with the team, reorient ourselves around the win condition, but Stagger's coming in possibly for KDR, but actually now it's on the side of KDR, the Great Flux being committed by Joey as well. This is swingable here for Friends and Pals.
Yeah, Friends and Pals doing a really good job. Unfortunately, Lambit dies from his own window as Galzi throws a Fire Strike at it, thinking he was immortal, but he's not. Now, unfortunately, it just seems Friends and Pals are going to flip this back. Red team doesn't really seem to be having much going on here as the overtime bar is slowly ticking away. Red team trying to race back as fast as they can, but no one can get to the point in time. So map 1 is going to be going to the sides of Friends and Pals.
And that's not a bad map to lose here on Control Center, where, like I said, you kind of gotta, you do have to play the heroes who, relatively speaking, are really strong on that particular map. KDR opting out of the Clown Fiesta, that is the spam damage composition that we saw Friends and Pals going for. I respect it. I don't mind seeing Catboy in the Bastion, despite the fact that I'm not a big Bastion fan myself. But here we do have a little bit more leniency. On Lijiang Gardens, you're able to take to the skies with Catboy and Mira going for the Pharmacy combo. Vulcan on the Ana is going to be able to help enable the dive composition in terms of the tanks and Kitten with the Winston Diva comp. For Friends and Pals, it's a little bit more of a different look, a hard engagement style poke composition, which is really interesting to see, but Freenok is going to be really helpful at eliminating Catboy's presence in the skies.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see just exactly who's better. Is it going to be Freenok Ash, or is it going to be the Catboy Farron? We already see Freenok taking out Morelli on the Mercy, so now all of a sudden Catboy has to play with a much different passive playstyle here. And even Vanguard's taking a few pot shots at Catboy. Catboy already down to 3 little bars to health, which, as you may know, in the terms of Overwatch, that is not a lot of health. Down to 8 HP, has to try and find the Mercy. The Mercy is actually able to get to him in time, unfortunately. And then there's a big sleep coming out.
Ooh.
Fortunately, he is going to be able to get out after getting antied Aspect and be sitting in his nice little bubble. Appears that KDR is just kind of stuck once again at their spawn. And with Aspect capping the point, you're just going to be watching this blue team just slowly walk up. Freenock jumps over, gets spotted out, and is slept. Oh no, here comes the kill. But Croshaw gets the kill onto the Ana, the nice little revenge. But they still don't know Freenock's there. Zip spots him out, jumps over, just lets him run. Oh, what's going on here?
It's a little bit of a stall, a poking and prodding at the choke, if you will, as Gauzy connects the objective in an effort to draw attention away. We do have Kitten going on the aggressive, but they end up eliminated by Vanguard, who has the nano boost to commit into this fight. You might not even need it, but you're still going to apply to Lambent.
Sorry, I got a little distracted because whenever Kitten died, I watched him. Well, I was able to watch Doomfist join the Kerbal space program as he got launched into space. But as I was watching that, it seems to be another fight breaking out. Aspect getting the kill on Zim. We just see another kill on a Kitten once again joining that space program, and Red Team just slowly getting staggered out. Morelli should have just fallen off the map instead of taking that like 2 extra seconds of respawn timer. I mean, it doesn't really matter whenever your whole team is also respawning, but every second counts, especially on Guardians, because now we're already 50% to 0. And looks like blue team here, they're kind of set to win this right now.
Yeah, Friends and Pals is sitting in a pretty good position here for this first map. Primal's going to be committed here by Gauzy, but again, promptly slept out of it. And also, look at the damage that they've sustained during this. The Valkyrie from Mira is able to help enable the revive on a Catboy, but you're not going to be able to bring Gauzy back into the fight. Joey out of the engagement as well. It's just things I don't see turning here for KDR.
Yeah, but as you say that, KDR does immediately flip the point at 75%, getting a couple crucial picks, especially Catboy getting that boop off of Joey. Zip putting a choice word there in the chat. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on stream or not. You just say it is so close. Yeah, no one really told me what I'm allowed to say on stream. I'm pretty sure like we accidentally. Yeah, I'm keep it clean. I'm sure if a word slips, it'd be alright. Kind of like what Zip did there. But anyway, as we see here, KDR is going to be taking command of this point already at 25%. They're a quarter of the way to winning this map. And as we see, it appears the blue team, Aspect jumping in with the nano boost. I can't even like set up for anything. Crowshot gets the kill on a Volcon. Aspect taking off Morale. He knows exactly what he wants and where to look for. Gets a good reposition, but there's the justice from above from Catboy, and Joey just shuts it down with that rock. I mean, it really hurts when you get a rock to the flux. Here's the giant lift throwing D.Va into the ceiling, and it appears they're just going to flip the point back. And Kitten tries to get away, but unfortunately gets picked off by Vanguard.
That fight win for Friends and Pals wasn't quite as costly as the previous one. You do have Lambent armed with the Transcendence again. Hopefully we don't see that wasted like it was last time. I'm a Zen player, I noticed those things. And the Primal from Aspect actually knocks Gauzy off the ledge. So there's one less main tank, rather, to deal with if you are Friends and Pals.
Yeah, it is also interesting. Freenock on the D.Va has kind of locked in on this point to make sure no one can fly through that window. Very good symmetric placement, and unfortunately, that's what I'm talking about. There's Zip on the point, now just getting eliminated as he accidentally flies into those turrets. We're going to be seeing Galsey trying to get to point, but unfortunately, Winston Jump does not go that far. It's going to be going to the side of, well, as it says on the near screen, FAP Esports.
Friends and Pals Esports coming out on top of this first map. These are best of 3 as well. It's going to be first to 2. So both these teams, although there isn't a map order or rather map types that we have to play, you know, you really are on the ropes if you are KDR. That being said, it's a double elimination though, so there's going to be a second chance if KDR loses this matchup, but this isn't where they want things to end. This is not where their story concludes here. For KDR, they're going to be opting for the next map, although Friends of Pal Esports will be able to pick the side. For me, I anticipate a defensive strategy coming from Friends and Pals, but I'm honestly not certain of where KDR might opt for. Are we going to the ever-beloved Scrims Row, perhaps an escort map where you can't draw it out and possibly prolong this series? For Friends and Pals, that's a little bit less ideal. Maybe we head to Rialto or Route 66. Is there anything or anywhere that you would like us to go here?
I'm going to be 100% honest. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cugman21. I am a Symmetra one-trick player, and by being a Symmetra one-trick player, I absolutely love 2CP, which is probably one reason why I'm not going to be a big fan of Overwatch 2, because they are just absolutely getting rid of 2CP.
So sad.
So now I'm having to decide like what map I like next, which it's probably not going to be Push, because that's just a worse payload if we're thinking about it. And as the teams are locking in their map choices, it appears we are going to be going to Havana Unana. Don't expect me to sing that whole song. But here we are
I
on
would hope
the.
not.
I mean, I could if you send me the lyrics. A
Oh
wink.
god. I'm not doing
But
that, Kong man.
oh, you know you want to. I have a amazing singing voice. You can ask some of the other casters in the league.
Almost as good as your casting voice.
Ah, yes, thank you, thank you. Wait a minute.
We'll be heading
Mm.
into Havana for our next map, and I kind of told you so. Heading into Escort, you really don't want to draw for the next game mode. So, for as much as I would honestly like to see 2CP as well, I feel like it gets a little more hate than it really deserves. I'm actually glad to see us heading to Havana. I think it is going to strip away at some of the strengths that we saw that Friends and Pal Esports were able to really exemplify, as well as I think that it might enable the heavy hitters on the side of KDR maybe a little bit more. We'll be able to see it'll be Catboy opting for those sniper characters, the big impact, long range heroes. I'm thinking Zenyatta, Ana, the heroes that they play in that hero pool. For Galzi and Zip in particular, I think that I would love to see them run a little bit of a double shield composition and see if they can fortify themselves against the aggression that we're seeing from Friends and Pals. Because man, if there's anything that this squad has really shown me, it's that they are friends and pals. The synergy here, I think, is really real on the side of the now attacking team. Friends and Pals opting for that initial aggression so that they can go for an easy defense in that second round.
Yeah, anytime I'm on a payload map such as this, I always prefer to be on the defensive side first because you always just
Yeah.
want to try and get that full hold. And then whenever you're on the attacking side, you know, like you have a certain amount of time and you know how far you need to push it. Like if you're able to get a full hold and say Havana wasn't like fully down the road, you know you got some time to mess around, kind of build your ultimates and everything. But if you fail on defense and they push it all the way, you know you have to mimic exactly what they did, but do it better so you have time. Which is why, like I said, I enjoy defending first because let's say you get it like halfway there, you get the first point, then you get half a second. You know you got plenty of time to get to the first point, get more time bank, and then you can just kind of reflect onto that instead of having to stress about we need to push it all the way.
Yeah, you're right. It becomes easier to compartmentalize some of these sub goals, if you will, the objectives, A, B, and C that need to be completed, or even can we take first corner? Do we have to fight for second? Et cetera, et cetera. And there's a myriad of tools that you can use to accomplish those goals. One of those main ones being the composition that you opt for, and it's going to look pretty similar from both of these sides, actually. In fact, right now, the defense is mirroring exactly what the attackers are running. So for KDR, they might be putting themselves in a really powerful position, being able to set themselves up and then just maintain this, we'll call it a bunker here for the double snipers to play behind. Lots of utility going to be coming out from Trouble Eyes and Vulcan. Trouble Eyes substituting in for this match. And between the damage amp and the immortality field, that's a lot to burn through, as well as the revive. But again, all of those strengths, it's going to be mirrored by the attacking Friends and Pals, who are sitting on pretty much the exact same composition. Not pretty much, the exact same. Ha!
Yeah, the exact same heroes and everything down to a T. And I definitely say, like, if you're on the defensive side, you have a much better advantage if you're on the side of the sniper because you have just this long road to look at. And I mean, sure, you do have to worry about the flank routes, like we are seeing the aspect on the Orisa with the Mercy Pocket, just kind of sitting down underneath, going to be getting this kill on the Kitten. That's an amazing pickoff. And it just appears that blue team is just kind of like, oh, wait a minute, there's an Orisa in our backline, and now they're getting punished by aspect. Rivals does get the res onto Kitten, but unfortunately Catboy does take out Show, and it just seemed like this flank started off pretty good and then just kind of went bad at the end. But yet we are seeing, excuse me, that Friends and Pals slowly pushed up to the corner, and now they're at a good position to maybe push this even further on their next push.
Yeah, for Friends and Pals, that was a worthy fight, in my opinion, just because you buy yourself a little bit of real estate with albeit a pretty gutsy play on the side of Aspect. They're already back on the front lines and having to use the Fortify to really make sure they can maintain this position. Playing in the blind spot of the defensive bunker comp, that's going to be the game plan, until it is, I suppose, go up to the high ground and wreak havoc, which is exactly what Aspect will opt for.
Yeah, and I definitely have to say, looking. Yeah, it does seem interesting that Kitten did get that pick on a Charlie there while Lambert gets the pick on Tribalize. So both teams without a Mercy. Unfortunately, Aspect does go down. Well, Galzi goes down right after that. Carshot goes down, so it appears we're just kind of trading hero for hero. I mean, there goes Hanzo with Baptiste. That's not the same hero, so it looks like this fight's a little bit different. But Freenog playing a little bit careful, gets the pick on the Catboy. There's a fight going on at the end of the road with Joey, Charlie, VIP, and Volcon. Tribalize has to get the res on the Catboy. This is a very interesting kind of a little bit of a scrum fight we have going on here. It does appear that Friends and Pals gets the point. That was definitely a very interesting fight, and we see Kitten get the pick on the core shot. I mean, there's not really a full team fight going on here. It's just kind of whatever happens at this point.
It's a bunch of 1v1s, 2v1s, and it rewards the defenders with a considerable amount of ultimates, but they won't have the opportunity to use them first. Vulcan will try, but they'll end up falling in the process. The Amplification Matrix utterly unusable as the Supercharger from Aspect helps to make sure that this aggressive high ground position is maintained. Khosrow as well on the Widowmaker is equipped with the sides, might not even need it there, securing 2 eliminations that fight, and that's just really powerful. Look at how far into the spawn Joey and Aspect are going. Aspect creating the space and Joey pulling their weight with the damage. What are they doing?
Yeah, I definitely have to say, Aspect with this OR-15 skin is giving me flashbacks to the Uprising event where you had to fight the Orissas. I mean, this Aspect is just mimicking that, and I am terrified. I would be terrified to go up against Aspect. You do get the pick on them, but Joey gets a 3-man gravitic flex, slams them into the ground. Zip follows up, grabbing Joey himself, saying, no, this is my gravity, slams him into the ground. Double shields being thrown out there. Nice little coalition coming out from there, but there is Kitten on the point, getting a nice go on the Lambent. Opts to go for Zig, unfortunately dies. There's the nice dragon from Freenog, getting a pick onto Catboy. Kind of a lost fight here for the sides of FAP, but it seems like KDR is kind of bringing this back. Basically, FAP got too aggressive, and now there's a fight in this weird little boiler room. Spears Tribalize is going to be getting out. Aspect once again walking forward, getting punched by Kitten. Getting the standard Doomfist combo. Lambent with an amazing immortality field. Unfortunately, Kitten does die from overextending way too much, but somehow Charlie died while Vip just got a nice little pick there. It's going to be interesting. Aspect walking forward, and there's Galzi throwing down that Supercharger, getting the pick. Crowshot kills Catboy, but it appears that KDR is still getting these kills here. Tribalize getting that nice little boop onto Freenog for the kill. It appears that Lambent's going to be going down here in a second to Kitten. And it seems that KDR has just really turned this one around.
Yeah, that's a really nice stabilization for KDR as well. And you see as well, both of these compositions are beginning to kind of reformat themselves around. They're forcing adaptations here from both of them. Tribalizes off the Mercy onto the Lucio, eliminated this fight, but the impact was still felt. They're 91% to that sound barrier. Once they come back, that might be influential in this defense. As well as you've got Charlie on the Ana, which is going to help increase the utility and also the healing that the attackers have to work with. But KDR staying strong here despite an anti-nade, the Amplification Matrix keeping them sustained, but probably not for long. Oh goodness, that was a fight that concluded really quickly in favor of FAP.
Yeah, that was just kind of one pick after another, slowly just ticking away. We do see Aspect swapping onto the Wrecking Ball here, just going to be rolling around at the speed of sound like most Hammond players do. Unfortunately, he is able to dodge that Doomfist punch coming out from Kitten. It's going to be interesting to see how well this Ball Sigma is going to be working. I also don't really know much about Aspect on Ball. This is kind of new to me.
Yeah, a lot of these players are, at least for me, they're making their debut. So Aspect on the Wrecking Ball, I'm pretty eager to see what kinds of disruption they can make. It's not quite the Ball Diva composition, but it is good at spreading the formation of KDR a little bit thinner because they're wanting to condense themselves here. Catboy is coming out on top and bottom of these duels. We might see them. We might see them swap. There's some nice shots in the chat. Joey's Flux doesn't get anything though, so it's going to be on to the DPS for KDR to make something happen here.
Yeah, Freenog going to be throwing out his dragons there. Unfortunately, here's Blue Team just going to kind of walk away from that one. We do see Catboy using the Widow wall hacks. Going to be trying to get a pick here. Gets a nice little body shot onto Lambent. Goes for the jump shot. Misses the shot under Freenog. Very unfortunate Aspect immediately in Catboy's face. Looks like that's just going to be a free kill. Well, no, there's the kill finally. It took an Aspect a minute there. Throwing down the mines, and unfortunately not really getting much value out of that. And now there's a little fight over here, and as Zip kills Joey, it's just going to be a nice little quick little respawn, reset. You know, the good, nice little R&R that a lot of Overwatch players are used to.
And now you've got the tanks. Oh, Zip actually took a little too much damage. Originally, you wanted to knock yourself into those Hammond eggs to get a little bit of a support ultimate charge. The nano boost ends up applied to Khosrow, who is now SMGing it out in the mid lines of KDR. What is Friends and Pals thinking?
I mean, if you're on the sides of Friends and Pals and you have a nano boosted Widowmaker SMG, I mean, at that point you're just kind of like, okay, we know that her SMG normally doesn't do that much, but now that it's nano boosted, I mean, that's something to be scary about. Basically, you just have an immobile Tracer just chilling in the middle of your team with like 25 more HP. It's definitely going to be kind of weird. Aspect going up, getting a nice little 3-man slam. Pulled back up is actually going to be able to roll away. Really any hell, Khosrow gets the kill on the Catboy. Khosrow just making sure Catboy knows I'm the better Widow in this lobby. And it looks like it's just going to be stopped here at the little choke point. Unfortunately, yeah, Aspect died, so there's not much that can go on here. Zip does kill Khosrow, so it appears Zip is saying, no, he's the better Widow.
Now the Flux from Joey is going to lift 3 into the era of the defenders, but it could go either way at this point. Picks coming in from both sides, but right now KDR is, FAP is really coming out on top. Friends and Pals are able to fortify themselves on this objective, stabilize around this corner while they're waiting for Aspect to return. Very close to that minefield again. Khosrow, again, really making it resoundingly clear where the DPS diff lies, at least in their perspective. The Jedi are evil, and it looks like we're going to get a capture for Friends and Pals out of this.
Yeah, Kitten does get a nice little kill there onto Khosrow, kind of avenging his good friend Catboy, who is actually swapped over to the Tracer now, going to be trying to do anything for a stall here. I mean, kind of like a Klondike bar. What would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you do for a stall? Here comes Vip with the Gravitic Flux. It actually grabs Joey. Didn't look like he grabbed anyone at first. Freenog throwing the dragons on the point, making sure no one can get the touch, and it is going to go to the side. Kitten does get a double kill, but it's a little too late.
Unfortunate. It was so close to that meteor strike as well, but there were also ultimates being generated on the side of Friends and Pals with this aggressive and honestly, dare I say, unconventional attacking style. I feel like they put themselves in a really good position to the extent that if KDR doesn't really match that style, right? If they don't increase the pace that they're playing at, then they do end up in the lower bracket here in this double elimination tournament. So for me, I think that what I want to see from KDR is just a composition that just makes a lot less sense. Something to rustle the jimmies, if you will, of Friends and Pals. I think that Friends and Pals are able to take a composition that is very conventional and utilize it in ways that really subvert the expectations that KDR had going into their defense. Now KDR on their now KDR on their attack, they're going to be opting for a very similar style composition. It's that slower pace, double shield, sustain around fortified positions, and play for those big ultimate combos. The Meteor Strike, the Gravitic Flux, the Supercharger with Catboy's infrared sights. Compare those win conditions to that of the close hold that we will invariably see. Freenog on the Bastion, dishing out the damage while damage mitigated by both shields from Aspect and Joey. This might be a little bit of a bloodbath, and most of the blood is going to pool here in the spawn of the attackers, I anticipate.
Yeah, and as we see Friends and Pals sitting there with the Bastion, kind of doing his little beep boop boop voice line spam. Gonna actually be playing behind the trees, which that's not a shield Freenog, so it's gonna be interesting to watch the enemy team just kind of do a nice little bit of chip damage. Unfortunately, the tanks are playing so far forward that it appears like KDR can't even do any poke damage to them.
No, because as soon as they peek, there's so much damage that they end up having to play into. And Catboy getting Khosrow out of that fight. That was a really nice pick. Ultimately, it's still not a man advantage here for the attacking KDR. They're still on the ropes here and faced with an immense amount of damage.
Yeah, I just realized that Freenog is spamming the Jingle Bells theme on the Bastion, but he does get hooked by Zip, who jumped over to the Roadhog, is now ulting in their spawn. Freenog, what are you doing to them? Like, calm down, man. It's only a game.
Already a tank configuration. They're going to set themselves right back up behind those trees, doing a little dance here with Charlie before resuming operations, if you will. Both tank ultimates going to be coming up online soon for the defending Friends and Pals, and we'll probably see the Shatter committed here as soon as Galzi wants to move past the barrier. A warning to this is not an area that you shall pass.
Yeah, Aspect already at 92%, so close to that Shatter. Does get pulled by the Orisa, which saves him a little bit of a second. He does have the Earth Shatter now, which KDR's got to be scared of. I mean, I would, especially since you're still in spawn. A minute 30 has passed for your time banking. You haven't even moved the payload once. This is the definition of a spawn game. You got to be thinking on the side of KDR. What is their mentality like? Like, how bad is this Aspect going to be charging over to the side, knowing that Kitten got slept, knowing he's over there, going to be swinging around. Unfortunately, Aspect does go down. This is the chance for KDR to move this payload. Unfortunately, there's the nano boost onto Freenock. He's just so unkillable. He's going into the SMG mode. Recon mode has been activated onto the Bastion. Unfortunately, the nano boost does run out eventually. Freenock still doing a lot of damage. There's a Ziv just solo ulting Joey and ulting him into the ground. The amount of disrespect. And KDR, after 2 minutes of nothing, finally pushing the point. Freenock unfortunately wastes his ultimate there. You know, we call that the zoning ult.
That's right. That's the politically correct term for that. It didn't not get value. It just paved away a path. Here's the thing, though. That's a big win here for Friends and Pals, because look at how costly that fight was for KDR. They're walking into this without Supercharger. Now Zip is working on that first Gravitic Flux off the Roadhog. You have the Amplification Matrix to work with, and you do eliminate Freenock, but Aspect is now in your mid lines.
Yeah, Aspect going with these insane flank charges. Joey does get the kill on the Kitten, even though he did have that nice little immortality field. We are going to be seeing the walls coming out from Korshaw. Unfortunately, Korshaw is kind of low. Aspect tries to get the shatter, but only connects with the Orisa shield. Very unfortunate. Definitely sees that KDR is kind of running this one back. I feel like Friends and Pals had like a really nice idea of just spawn camping, got too confident, and now there's the point going over to the side of KDR.
I'm always a little bit curious, Kongman, if Freenock on the Bastion is trying to is making a statement here for Catboy running the Bastion there on Legion Control Center. At the very least, it sounds like they're having the time of their life there. Flux from Joey, and they got the nano boost applied to it as well. So it's just, I mean, this fight in the backlines of KDR, it's just kind of one big meme here for Friends and Pals.
Yeah, and I mean, you can definitely tell this is just kind of a meme match for Freenock, because I mean, anytime his like voice line spam is up, he's just immediately spamming the Jingle Bells theme. I mean, it is in season at this time, so I do appreciate it. It's kind of nice. But he's just kind of sitting in one place, not really behind a shield, not really making a pirate ship or a bunker, just kind of doing his own thing. And now there's this weird fight by the distillery towers, and Catboy getting this insane like MLG Genji play, which honestly, like, I don't remember the last time I've seen a Genji like tournament wise, but that's really nice to see a double kill coming out from him.
Yes, I'm
actually
actually.
A triple.
Oh no! Before getting shut down by the accretion there from Joey, I'm a fan of the Catboy Genji, and I think that playing just a little bit differently than the attacking Friends and Pals are really wanting. I'm sorry, than the defending Friends and Pals. I think that's part of the win condition here.
Yeah, Zip getting a nice little big grab in there. Aspect is going to go down to Vulcan with the help of Zip getting that nice little flux. Seems they're all in the small little room here.
Ooh,
Zip just getting a lot of free value, especially poking out Freenock. Freenock is going to be able to get away while healing himself. Sitting down at the bottom of the stairs, looking up at the team coming through this door. Catboy still on the Genji at 91%. We might see a Dragon Blade coming out here. I'm ready to see how good this Dragon Blade is going to be. Currently at 97%. Going to be slowly walking up. The immortality field is down. He knows he has a chance to get this Dragon Blade. Knocking back those Helix rockets. It's time for the Dragon Blade. He has it ready, but when is he going to use it?
It's a mystery. It's like how many elixirs does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop. Instead, it's going to be Joey ulting first, and also with the nano boost going for the flux. Unfortunately, doesn't find anything though, and right now it's all just clean up here for Friends and Pals, able to wipe away the last hopes of this of the prolonged attack here for KDR. That was a really good push from them through second. So, oh no, Catboy.
I watched Lambert jump over into the tower and just drop on top of Catboy. He never saw it coming.
Brutal. Absolutely ruthless. I'm a little surprised at the Valkyrie from Tribalize. I felt like that ended up being a little too early because you wanted to Valk Blade since you don't have the nano to tether to it, and now Freenock is tanking in your backlines.
Oh, and I was gonna say, there's the Dragon Blade, and just like most Genjis in my competitive games, instantly dies as soon as he presses Q. Can we get an F in chat for that Genji Dragon Blade? Works so hard to get it, but doesn't go as far.
Catboy's going to stay true to the way of the blade here, staying on the Genji. It's gotten a semblance of impact here, and I think that it might work. Yo Bastion comes second point. Catboy is looking to 1v1 Freenok, I think. But Freenok isn't having it, or at least the rest of Friends and Pals isn't having it.
Yeah, it seemed like Freenok's team wasn't really having it because I saw Freenok immediately walk over to second point. Catboy trying to go there. Crowshaw's, I don't think he's gotten the message. He seems to have lost him. Yeah, he's still shooting Catboy. Not respecting the 1v1. This is very Kashira, this is very like toxic gameplay. Yeah, look at that. The entire team of FAP has abandoned Kashiro while there's 5 people chasing him. This is kind of entertaining.
Just a little bit, and it's also actually going to give a little bit of room for KDR to actually push this cart, get to this next corner. That's the next hurdle of this push. Oh, poor kid.
Oh, and unfortunately it appears the nice little 1v1 trade. Freenok is just kind of chilling by these little distillery pots, just watching that 1v1. Seemed to have been the ref, but now, unfortunately, they need to realize there is a Bastion in their backline.
Oh goodness, how is KDR going to respond to this? It's actually going to be the DPS for KDR going on the offensive against Freenok. It's going to be Catboy, finally free to engage in the 1v1. It looks like it's an honorable bout here, both taking paces from each other, and then no, it's just a little siesta there. Let's go back to the main fight here.
Okay, well, I was expecting a very dramatic 1v1. I mean, I'm expecting this. It's a nice standoff, like your old Western standoff. Oh, they're ready for the 1v1. Okay, here we go. They said go. Here's the 1v1 we've been waiting for. I mean, there's an actual match going on, but it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. Catboy throwing the shurikens, gets the dash in onto Freenok. Freenok trying to heal up. Catboy doing the best he can, but unfortunately Freenok does take the win because self-heal is kind of broken. But as we probably care more, we need to go back to the main fight. Joey does go down to the side of UIP. Vulcan is going to be taking that out. Kitten gets the kill onto Korshaw, as we see Aspect just doing his best of the spin-to-win tactic. Unfortunately, Kitten is going to knock him up and unfortunately punch him away. This looks like it's going to be going to the side. Yeah, Freenok in the backline, but unfortunately it's not enough as we see them push it all the way, and now it's 1 minute for both teams.
All right, definitely a little bit of trolling is happens here in this game, and I'm actually having a really good time watching this kind of unfold between both of these squads. It's pretty funny to see the sportsmanship culminate in this particular way. Vulcan with their own piece on this, saying you guys are being evil, not respecting the 1v1 is worthy of just a little bit of disdain. So definitely a caster's warning to Khosrow. Respect the 1v1. Let Catboy and Freenok duke it out. Give the people what they want, and we want more Bastion 1v1s. Or maybe it's the Genji 1v1. But that's not what we're going to get. Catboy now on the defense for with KDR is going to be on the Pharah with Tribal on the Mercy. So lots of damage being going to be committed from there. Kitten with one-shot potential as well. Might throw a little bit of a wrench into the plans of Friends and Pals as they go on the attack. Opting again for this double shield strategy, but they're actually going to be met by a close hold here from KDR. That's going to be really interesting. I don't see, honestly, despite the natural strengths of this of KDR's composition, I don't actually anticipate them managing this full hold here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. We do see Catboy hiding in this nice little corner with Tribal Eyes. Gonna be doing the Farron rocket jump that she even says is dangerous. But with that Mercy pocket, you can just kind of do it all day long. Aspect is going to be getting the charge onto Lambent, getting a double kill while I was watching Aspect get this charge. Lambent just doing so much work. Like, you may think that Baptiste is a support. Nah, man, that's a full DPS character with a little bit of healing on the side. It's basically a support version of Soldier 76. But as we see, they kind of abandoned the point there for a second. Going to be dropping Freenok off on the point. Actually, Freenok is rocking this new Genji skin. Going to be going into his little meditation course, knowing his team can handle everything that's going to be thrown at them. As Freenok just kind of chills on the point. Yep, thank you for agreeing with me there, Freenok.
I like the new Genji skin, actually. Freenok is rocking it for sure. Look at Joey as well, really going aggressive on the front lines, getting close to that Gravitic Flux, while Aspect also goes on the aggressive. Eliminating Catboy from the fight is actually a really big pick here for Friends and Pals.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be interesting. Aspect actually peeling off to help kill Kitten. Unfortunately, Kitten was trying to go immediately for Freenok to knock him off the point, because now we're in overtime. Freenok is the only one on point, so even if they get a nice little kill, but Aspect gets the disrespect shatter onto Galzi. He's trying to send a message. And we're going to be seeing Joey go around the corner with that Gravitic Flux, punching out Vulcan and Zip. It's very unfortunate there. Joey does spot Kitten off all on Kitten's little self, but unfortunately Kitten does die to the Helix missile from Crocs. Now Crocs from Crowshaw. I don't know where I got the ending of that name from.
Khosrow is going to be is going to be confronted there on the high ground. They are going to have to yield. Vulcan gives their life for the cause, and the amplification matrix is now deployed there by Lambton. Lambton is going to clear a little bit of space. Joey locked in a 1v1 against Galzi, wins that, and is again getting closer, ever closer to that next flux, which will be a fight win condition as the card continues to advance untethered through second objective. Khosrow with the tactical visor. We'll see Charlie looking to damage amp that ultimate in this next fight and just buy even more space. But be wary, the tank ultimates are coming online here for KDR. They're looking to come back in a big way.
Yeah, Aspect getting a big fire strike, immediately getting a lot of charge. Unfortunately, that Earth Shatter goes out and not a lot of value was provided for Galzi. There is a nice little tactical visor from the side of Croslow. Unfortunately, Kitten is trying to chase him down, but unfortunately the legs are just too strong as he just kind of runs in a circle and dodges all of them. Freenock does get the kill on the Kitten. Tribalize does get killed by the Davidic Flux coming out from Joey. There's the Shatter to help break the shield, unfortunately, but unfortunately Galzi dies to the fire strike, and now there's a little baby diva and an old man. Yeah, that's something you don't really want to commentate on.
No, there. Look at this. Look at this shift in strategy now. And now we're playing. Now we're playing the metagame. Oh, Charlie.
No!
Charlie.
Tribalize getting caught out by Joey
no.
and Crossrow on the Brigida. Alright, to be fair, you're playing Brigida. You deserve to be 2v1.
Yeah, a little bit. She is quite oppressive. Zip with the self-destruct is really going to be the only chance that KDR has to clear this objective. Lobbed into the air, it does eliminate both Freenock and Charlie, and that was beautiful snipe of the self-destruct there. Not only cleaning off the objective, but also preventing its continued push there to the towards the bastion. Not the hero, the fortification, the structure there for that third objective. Not even able to, not passing the portcullis, definitely not getting around that last corner, but that is still some serious real estate here for friends and pals. KDR has their work cut out for them. They'll be going on the attack here next, and I can't imagine that we'll see Catboy and Trouble on the far mercy. You're gonna have to play something just a little bit more, a little bit more sturdy, I think. Does that mean going full pirate ship?
I mean, pirate ship is always entertaining, but I mean, you do know that you have like a certain amount of distance to go. You do have the same time bank, but you did also notice that you kind of were like held to your spawn for a little while if you were on the side, excuse me, of FAP. So KDR, they gotta figure out, like, do we want to go pirate ship and just sit on this? Do we want to throw like something wacky at them and just pray it works? I mean, there's a lot of options you can do here.
For now, the option that they're sitting on looks like a Sigma Roadhog kind of poke brawl comp. Catboy is going to be engaging in the one-shot kill potential of Doomfist, but I mean, it's Freenock. For me, it's Freenock. If it's on the Bastion, they're on the Torbjorn. I feel like we're going to be seeing big value from this DPS player, and especially enabled by the space created by the double shield composition. Aspect and Joey make these tanks look really strong.
Yeah, I definitely want to point out Freenock playing the Torbjorn. This is the first time we are seeing Torb in this tournament. I do know it is only round 1 for us right now, but this is still entertaining because normally you don't see Torbs come out that often. And he does get the kill onto Zip. I'm pretty sure he had a lot of help from his team, but Freenock just going into his own form of the Torbjorn turret mode of just sitting in one place and firing at downrange. He does notice Kitten is in the back line, going to be firing a couple shots because Freenock does have that potential of just one-shotting Tracer because Torbjorn, one little bullet into that head, dink, there goes the Tracer.
Yeah, and now it's 15 seconds remaining here for KDR's attack. Can they get out of spawn with Zip now on the Orisa and Galzi staying on the Sigma? This might buy a little bit of the space that you need, but ooh, Charlie going down means big things here for KDR. They're going to be able to start advancing this objective. Are they? Oh no, they're getting enclosed upon.
Yeah, and as we see, it appears Catboy kind of going around the back. Looks like he wants to get a stagger onto the soldier or the Mercy. He knows they're coming, going to be winding up that punch. No, instead just knocks him up, punches him into the wall, gets the free kill. But unfortunately, his team needs him on the point. Charlie just kind of agreed, like, hey, thanks for killing my soldier. But unfortunately, Catboy does not care. He's going to be going in for that kill. Gets the kill, the nice little solo double kill. But unfortunately, there is chaos going on at the point right now. Geez, I come back and I just see Freenock and so does lava everywhere. And my goodness, what is going on here? It appears that everyone's backed into a tree, Freenot commanding this objective for himself. Volcon does kill Aspect. It appears that FAP needs to figure out what they're doing if they actually want to win this point. Because it appears KDR is going to be winning this fight. Freenot just kind of dancing around with Lampet trying to run away, but unfortunately he does die to Zip. And honestly, it seemed like that was a good idea from Catboy. I honestly thought that was kind of a throw idea, but it seems his team just kind of won. Charlie claiming he was eating his Oreo while spectating. Unfortunately, eating your Oreo is not going to help your team win.
Yeah, no Oreos for Charlie. Unfortunate, but a great flux from Joey is going to lift the attackers off the objective, forcing the Immortality Field and Matrix deployed in response to the tactical fires from Costro. It's everything, all the tools in the kit being thrown at the defenders to keep this cart going, and also at the attackers to knock them off the objective. The overtime wick is going, and so is this objective. It's going to be able to capture this first point.
Yeah, and as they capture the first point, now we have to wait for the long time of letting that gate open and then the payload realizing, oh hey, the door's open, which is giving FAP enough time to get their respawns back and everything. Joey already walking up to hold this gate. I don't think they realize that they can stop them at any point in here, but it seems like FAP just wants to end this like right now.
Yes, and they're going to have ultimates to do so as well. Aspect with the Supercharger won't only be able to help the rest of the team build their ultimates, but also force KDR into incurring some lethal damage. Catboy goes down first, and the rest is going to be clean up from here. Another Molten Core coming out onto the point. Freenok really coming in clutch, and ultimately cleaning the the attackers off the objective. Friends and Pals Esports will win this first of two series. It was a longer series actually than I anticipated. I feel like this was as long as if we had 3 games. Havana really going the distance here. I won't complain about seeing as much Havana as possible, and just really nice showdowns from both these squads. Like I said, I like seeing the sportsmanship culminate in the way that it did. The 1v1s, the disrespect, the trolling. It's all Overwatch as we know it.
Yeah, definitely have to say that was a very entertaining map, and
Yeah.
just all in all, just really fun to watch. And then I do believe that with that one ending, we are going to be taking a small break here for a few minutes. I'm trying to find the bracket to see who we're going to be casting next. I don't know if we're going to be following the same team moving forward, or do you know or not?
It's going to be Natters Platters versus Tango, actually. So yeah, you guys definitely don't want to go anywhere. That one's going to be a fun one to watch. I myself am very excited to see Natters Platters. I think that they're going to bring up some pretty fun strategies. I think that they're going to be a pretty good looking squad as well. So definitely don't want to go anywhere for that. Just a quick update for you guys as well. Without team entry, donations is $109 so far, including team entry. This endeavor is raised actually $714. So that's so cool. So be sure again to use those commands. That'll be !donate to contribute at all towards that fund. You guys, just by being here watching, it's a massive contribution. Hit !Discord to join the community as well. Join people who love Overwatch, who want to see industry standards improve as well. But I say that as if we're closing out. We aren't. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break.
Baby Squid want to get that and want to get those Bud Light bottles out of their backyard. But Bud Light is resilient. They are coming back into this objective. They are looking for some space to be made. The Ant Matrix and the Beat already invested as the Deadeye and Shatter come out. The cleanup is there. Cool Pup trying to turn the tide, but they cannot. This time around, Grumpy Cat will be able to get away, but Eagles and the rest of the team gonna have to go back to spawn the old-fashioned way, 45% and climbing for the side of Baby Squid.
Let's get patched up.
Touch from afar. My ultimate is charging. Give me your best
Go
shot.
ahead and see the rotation now. Coming in, Baby Squid coming behind the rotation, but with both Cassidys off the field, gonna make things a little easier. Cool Pup able to avoid the defense matrix of Orange Juice. Are gonna be able to hold on to this point, finally get it in their favor. The Warriors of Bud Light gonna start their percentage climb, but they got a long way to go to get to that 71%.
This is gonna make you feel better.
See the rotation now coming in. Graviton Surge comes in huge for Icarus, but there's too much damage coming out on the other side. Goshawk! Beyblade let it rip right now. Ends up getting taken out by Steve, but the damage is already done. If they do well here, keeping Cool Pup at bay, it's gonna be a little bit dangerous. Gotta get that Reaper off the field. Steve falling out with the dead eyes. Able to find Orange Juice. Sonny though with the trade. The objective flips back over, heading into last fight territory, seeing if Baby Squid can lock down this point and get this match more in their favor. Alright, we see the self-destruct coming out for Orange Juice. We do see the Shatter coming in both ends. Finds two. Not going to get the value that it's looking for, though. We do see the Blossom coming out. Cool Pup able to avoid the defense matrix perfectly once again in overtime. We will go ahead and see Warriors of Bud Light retake control of the objective, but the way things are going, Baby Squid might be able to flip this fight rather quickly. We see everybody grouping up now, ready and raring to go. Hebe has the Coalescence online, not really going to help a whole lot in a map like this. The straight and narrow is a little bit difficult to navigate that coalescence, especially with Grumpy Cat having that beat online and Stee with the Deadeye ready and Rarin to enforce. The beat does get dropped, so we see Baby Squid falling a little low. Gotta be careful. Goshawk gets sectioned out from the rest of the team, and the Deadeye finds Sonny with no DPS on the field. It is going to be hard to fight this fight the way that it is. They gotta go back for the quick reset because we're heading into last fight territory. The 99% unfortunate. The spawn's just not in favor for the side of Baby Squid right there. They were doing so good, but is close, but no cigar. First point, the village going to the side of Warriors of Bud Light. Baby Squid gonna have to fight this out a little bit harder if they are hoping to lock down this objective the way they are wanting to do so. Not seeing a lot of swaps on either side when it comes to composition as we head into.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for not going anywhere. You guys are not going to want to miss this series. Here we'll be covering Natters Platters versus Tengu JJ Crew for our next matchup. And real quick, let's take a look at these rosters. I want to talk a little bit about Natters Platters. I'm personally a big Natter fan myself. Although there's a couple of players that I know on both these squads. It's a tough call to not be biased as a caster. Night Knight, Natter, Rocky, Kiki Land, Sword, Blank, and Waluigi Time. What a fantastic set of names there. Very excited to watch this squad play. They've definitely got the insight. Do they have the gameplay to back it up? Well, we'll just have to see. Meanwhile, on the opposing side, you'll have Tengu's JJ Crew and Kongman. We talked a little bit. I'm a Felix Felicis fan, but they've got some other good names on their roster.
Yeah, definitely looking at the roster, we got like people like Curry, Jexus, Afro, Rannoch, Lekti, the Gumsy, Zaf, Felix Felicis, like you said, is a big fan of that one, and Aster. I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of Afro. I mean, that's just really good and all that. I mean, you just can't go wrong with that person. Like, just slap him on all of his favorite characters. Like, I've seen this man pop off in ranked before. It once he gets that momentum going, he can just win lobbies instantly, which we know that Natters Platters is going to be doing their best to try and shut him down. And if they can do that, then I don't think Tengu's going to do very well. But they know that all they need to do is just feed into Afro and let Afro gain that momentum.
And we're talking about these big standout players for us, and it falls heavy on my heart, honestly, Kongman. I forgot before sending us out to break. I forgot to talk a little bit about some of the big standout players from our previous series. So real quick, I just want to talk about some MVP candidates for us, Kongman. I know that you felt pretty good about Zip on the side of KDR in particular.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching Zip, especially whenever he decided to jump over onto excuse me, the Diva, especially as we saw at the very end of, well, not the very end of Havana, but the end of their defensive side, whenever he threw the bomb across the river because
Yeah,
he noticed that
right.
like the entire opposing team was so far pushed forward, he knew that Diva bomb, which I feel like he was only intending one kill instead of getting that nice, sweet, juicy double kill. Like that just really made me sit there and go, this man knows what he's doing on Diva, and that's what I really enjoy seeing.
As well. That was quite a spectacle. I really liked having the front row seat to that. I also liked having the front row seat to Freenock and their DPS gameplay. I normally look a lot towards the tanks and the supports when I look at MVP candidates, but for me, Freenock just brought the show, stole it entirely. The crazy nonsensical 1v1s that they encouraged against Catboy was absolutely a really fun spectacle. So for bringing the sportsmanship, for bringing the fun to Overwatch, because it's been lacking a little bit, I definitely have to look at Freenok as my MVP candidate. Therefore, it was Friends and Pals Esports. So now we'll be going on to a new matchup, new names, and new maps as well. Our first map is going to be going to Rialto, and Kongman, you and I were talking about this map before we even went live, and how it's one of my favorite maps in the game.
Yeah, I know that you kind of are a big fan of Real too. I have a few cheese strats that I remember learning way back in the, like whenever the map first came out and we had to kind of learn it like on the fly before Open Division started. Ah, God, that was so long ago now that I'm thinking about it. But I remember there's a nice little cheese strat that my former organization Plus Mafia, which they kind of sort of exist, but not really anymore. It's very hit or miss with that org. But there's a nice little cheese thread on the first point that you can do with Orisa that's surprisingly still in the game that never really got patched. I'm not sure if it's an intentional thing that they did, but there's a spot where you can stand. So on the first corner, after you go over the bridge and around the first corner, you can actually put Orisa on that second ledge and she can just infinitely stall the point with her shield. And I don't know if that's
No way.
intentional, but it's just so cheesy because even if they try and send someone up there, you can just fortify and you just infinitely stall up there.
And Orissa's Fortify is in a pretty powerful spot as well right now. I think that was one of the abilities that was nerfed in the content creator patch, that she could finally take headshot damage again. I don't miss taking quite as much damage. I play a lot of the Battle Cattle, the Queen of Overwatch, as I call her myself. So I like seeing her in a good, strong position. I like seeing her played, albeit double shield is it kind of puts me to sleep behind my monitor. We'll probably still end up seeing some double shield run, whether it's on the defending Natter's Platters or the attacking Tango's JJ crew first. We'll just have to see. But Rialto is really good at fostering, or is a good map for fostering a lot of different looks, a lot of different compositions. So heading into Rialto for our first map in this particular series, I'm very excited to see what looks we actually see adopted by both these squads.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. And I know that I'm pretty sure you're going to be cheering for one team more than the other. And I don't know why I have a feeling that you really like Natter. For those of the people in chat
Yeah.
who don't know, can you give us a little bit of insight as to who Natter is?
I'm a huge fan of I'm a huge fan of Natter. He does educational content on YouTube. I don't want to shamelessly plug, but it's just a phenomenal insight, micro macro level Overwatch. If you want to learn about how to play the game on just a level that's a little bit deeper than you might find on, say, your Overwatch, then it's a fantastic channel to check out. I've actually gotten to talk with Natter a little bit in Discord DMs. Just really nice guy and an extremely knowledgeable, very accessible, approachable as well. I'm a big Natter fan, but I'll tell you as well, I've watched Felix Felicis, and in fact, I misremember them as a support player. They're actually a tank player, the off-tank player for Kaiju Core Clover, which I had the pleasure of watching in the Hyperion Invitational Cup. Their Open Cup is actually starting here again soon as well. Another shameless plug from me, but Felix Felicis, I expect big things from them. Like I said, it's hard for me to actually pick a side here. I shouldn't as a caster, but the fact is that both of these squads have names that I really enjoy. It's a D.Va ball disruption composition being oriented by the defense here, Natter's Platters, and the classic Orisa D.Va comp on the attacking Tengu's JJ crew.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what exactly is going to be going on with these exact team compositions. As we see that it appears that Tengu's JJ crew has already gone across the bridge around the first corner, and now they're coming to probably one of the hardest, and I honestly feel like this is the tightest choke point in all of Overwatch, which I normally see the payload get stuck here for quite a while. Unfortunately, Afro does get taken out by Night with that nice little ground pound slam that the ball has. Unfortunately, Keke does actually kill Aster, who's just kind of floating out of position, and he also gets the kill on Elect, which, I mean, honestly, like, he's just doing a really good job here. Unfortunately, Natter does get demeched, gets pulled back in by the Orisa halt. Jex is doing a good job, and actually, I don't think I've ever seen an Orisa shield be able to be placed there, so I'm actually learning right now while watching this game, which I thought I knew enough about Overwatch, but this is actually really entertaining. And Kiki's just farming in that backline, getting 3 picks already. Can this man be stopped?
Probably not, because they're gonna have the infrared sights coming up soon. Already eliminating Jexus out of the fight. The minefield from Night Knight was deployed in the choke. Probably not necessary. An afterthought to the conclusion of that first fight, but not necessarily a massive expenditure. Night Knight built that minefield pretty quickly. They'll have another one soon. More importantly, you've got some good offensive power in the form of the infrared sights just now deployed. But also, if you want to talk explosions, then let's look no further than the pulse bomb from Rocky or the self-destruct from Natter. If you want to clear space or secure just one valuable target, that's the way to do it. Unless Felix eats the bomb from Rocky. What?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where exactly the explosion is you're talking about because as Diva eats that bomb, there's no boom boom this time, but unfortunately
No,
one
there
does
isn't.
pick off Kiki after Kiki picks off Afro, but there's a boom boom that doesn't get it very much done from the side of Natter. You know, I had really high hopes for that Natter bomb after you like did a nice little plug for him, talked about how good he is, and then I watched that bomb and I'm like, okay. Starting to second guess yourself, but there is going to be the Transcendence coming out from Blank out here. But here comes the Felix bomb. Unfortunately, he doesn't get any kills either. You know, all these big explosions you're talking about, I'm not really seeing them, but Kiki is exploding on this Widow. This man just does not miss. Blank getting the kill on Ranach, and it appears that, oh my god, there's another, I can't even finish my statement before
Widow
Kiki
player.
gets another kill. My goodness, like, if you want to learn how to play Widow, just ask Kiki for lessons.
It's a tough spot to be in, right? You would think that without the shields, the defensive strategy of Natter's Platters might suffer a little bit, but the space is being created and also taken advantage of by Kiki Land, right? Natter and Night Knight are a really good combo for disrupting the organization, forcing the cooldowns from Tengu's JJ, and now they only have a minute remaining and only just coming up on this pulse bomb from Lect, nothing else to speak of, while the defensive hold is really going to be impeccable here from Natter's Platters, and with a whole host of ultimates to defend, including the rally from Faustus, which is going to be really influential. Rocky probably could have used that rally armor, though, and now it's a man disadvantage here for Natter's Platters.
Yeah, I definitely want to say I took a minute to spectate Kiki, and I have to say I really enjoy how he's not holding one position for too long of a time, because that's just that's just like the best way to play Widow. You look at one angle, there's no one there, cool, you just immediately go and check a different angle, because if you sit one angle too long, you're going to get flanked, you're just going to have the entire team behind you. I mean, sure, you can lock down one long alleyway, but the team just goes around and he gets the kill on the Lect. Like, this is what I'm talking about. He's just looking here down main, doesn't see anything, immediately looks one direction, there's Lect, he gets the kill. Now Jexus is trying to flank around, but it appears there's the bomb that nearly kills Jexus. Felix does get demeched. Unfortunately, Natter is showing just how good he is, taking them out. Rocky does get the kill onto Jexus. And it appears that Natter's Platters is actually doing a really good job defending here. I mean, honestly, like, Kiki getting the kill onto Ranach, I mean, she's like, this Widowmaker cannot be stopped. Has he even died this round?
No, Kiki has not gone down a single time, and you'll also observe that every elimination Kiki has secured, you'll see a little contribution in the kill feed that Blank has assisted there. First Transcendence used there by Blank, and really it was because it wasn't really necessary until that point. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the first Transcendence we saw from them. Really nice hold, and when it looked harrowing there for Natter's Platters, they ended up really coming through by being willing to not commit to fights that they didn't need to in positions that weren't necessary to play in. It really put Tengu's JJ crew in a tough spot there, not only fighting for space but also dominion of the objective and also agency over their own cooldowns. You see a wrecking ball roll into your backlines, what are you going to do? You're going to soak everything you got into that wrecking ball, and unfortunately it's the discipline that is required when you're going up against that matchup that I unfortunately didn't get to quite see from Tengu's JJ crew. However, full holding on the first point of any escort map in the year of our Lord 2021 is not a complicated endeavor. For me, this is just as winnable for Tengu's JJ crew as it is for Natter's Platters. Natter's Platters, the strategy is not changing. They're going to stick to their guns, to the strength of the metagame with that Ball Diva composition. Kiki Land taking advantage of, again, that space created. Meanwhile, on the side of Tengu's JJ crew, they're going to emulate some of the same strengths of that composition, albeit with a support lineup that looks a little more curious to me, and the double flyer to make sure that Kiki Land doesn't have a good time.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, you want to say that Kiki Lane's not going to have a fun time with the double flyer, but I mean, you just saw how he just was dominating against the opposing team. I don't really think double flyer is going to be much of an issue. I mean, I'm spectating him. That's the first shot I've ever seen him miss every time I spectate him. But honestly, it was just kind of one of those warning shots you fire around the corner in case Pharaoh's going to repeat. So it's what we call a zoning shot. That's what we like to call it. He wasn't missing. There's the kill that I was talking
There
about.
it is.
Like, goddamn, jeez, man. Like, this man
Absolutely
needs to calm
beautiful.
down.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff from Kiki Land. And again, space created on the side of Natter Splatters. Night Night going in for another roll, building up that minefield really, really quickly. They're leading this lobby in ult charge.
Yeah, and the points are already coming around. They do need 94.97 meters to win. And they're already at the 75 meter mark. Like, they're already on track to win this. Oh, KK, he's going to be caught out by Lek there. Lek does just blink away and immediately go to the cart. And Lek goes down. 94% of that damage was from Kiki because I was spectating him and I saw that number. And this is just kind of a one-sided fight. Like, Natter Splatters is just instantly winning. Jexus rolls through. Unfortunately, that was nerfed a long time ago. And unfortunately, it's just going to be an easy win for Natter Splatters here. And, well, you said you loved Rialto, so there's a quick Rialto map. Now we're just going to go to a different one. No, we wanted to see the...
I just wanted to see more Rialto. You misunderstand me, Kong man. I'm a little sad to see a very quick Rialto match, but Natter's Platters, they aren't quite in the same boat as me. They're happy to wrap that map up really quickly and look to emulate some of the strengths that they were able to demonstrate there on Rialto on another, perhaps similar map if they get lucky. However, Tengu's JJ crew, with the flux of talent that they've got in their roster, they're going to know, they're going to be mindful to pick a map that plays a little bit, not so much to their strengths, but rather to the weaknesses of Natter's Platters. They're going to be wanting to use the map type to, or simply the map to enable a little bit more disorientation of the composition that Natter's Platters is going to want to run for. We'll see if Natter's opts for the defense or the attack. For me, I think I'd like to see them on the defense once again. It puts you in a good spot to understand the approach of the attacking team and formulate your attack based off of what you witnessed there. Some substitutions coming in as well for Tengu's JJ crew. We're going to have Curry in. I think that was instead of. Oh, who was that instead of? I think that was instead of Jaxus. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, it seems that Lect is going to be subbing out for Jexus while Curry moves over into the DPS role.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I'm getting that insider intel in my ear. Someone's yelling it at me from the upstairs.
As well as you don't have any substitutions on the side of Natter's Platters. So they're going to be looking pretty good. Their strengths are going to be, or their synergy is not really going to suffer too much. We're going to see very, very similar look from them. Looks like we'll be heading into King's Row for our next map. I'm very excited for that. It's not really the map that you would think you'd see a Ball Diva composition run, but man, oh man, if there's anyone that I want to see run it, it would be Natter's Platters.
Yeah, I feel like Natter's Splatters is just absolutely dominating this. I mean, we did see Kiki just farm on the Widow, both on attack and defense. And honestly, like, King's Row, also known as Scrim's Row, is just honest. Okay, I'll be honest. I know you said you really love Rialto. I absolutely love 2CP, but let's be real. King's Row is probably the best map in the entire game of Overwatch.
Special place in all of our hearts. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll have the holiday maps here, but at the very least, we get to see some King's Row. That said, again, I'm gonna die on this hill. I don't think that we're gonna see the Rush Brawl mirror matchup like we've been seeing in competitive Overwatch in the Tier 4, Tier 3 competitive scenes. I think that it is going to be Ball Diva like we're seeing in the Tier 2, Tier 1 competitive scenes.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting to see like what exactly everyone's going to be playing. And as our production manager asks, who hates King's Row? I mean, honestly, I can't really think of anyone that does hate King's Row.
I mean, the question that you ask people is what is your favorite map and why is it King's Row? There's not usually room for discussion about another map. God forbid someone comes out and tries to say, "Oh, I like Paris more than King's Row," because well, they would probably be stoned by the Overwatch community. We're a pretty toxic bunch. We'll be heading into King's Row here, and I know that's so brutal, but I mean, kids these days are brutal.
Okay.
Overwatch players are brutal.
To be fair, okay, I love 2CP. At least they'd say Paris and not Horizon Lunar Colony. I said it.
Okay, interesting. You know, actually, I really like Paris for six-man composition. I think Paris is a great map for particular compositions. I think that Paris is also marred a little bit. 2CP in general is marred a little bit by role queue, albeit the positives that role queue has been brought, the consistency that has helped to help Overwatch attain in terms of structure is fantastic, but it came with a couple of downsides as well, and that being that with role queue, Horizon and Paris just aren't quite as playable as they were in open queue. Unfortunate. I'd love to dig into hot takes and sip on that tea with you all evening long, Kongman, but we are going to be heading into King's Row here. Both of these teams orienting themselves around their strategies, and I might have been proven wrong. Here on the side of the defense, you're going to have Tengu's JJ crew running that traditional rush-style composition. It might be mirrored on the attack once the spawn doors open up and they see what the defenders are running, but for now, Natter's Platters are sitting comfortable on this Ball Diva composition. Putting blank on the Baptiste, I don't think that's going to stick. We're going to see Zen Brig or I will eat my hat.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I would love to see Zen Brig, or honestly just keeping blank on this Baptiste would be interesting. I mean, we do see a lot of them sitting in this opening window. Looks like they're going to be deciding what they want to trade out here. And looks like we are going to be seeing this Baptiste Lucio, so...
Oh no, and Ethan eating his hat stream is inbound. That's so sad. Oh, yeah, they're going to run Rush. Oh, yeah!
Oh, now it's changing, and we're going to be seeing Rocket swapping over to the Cole Cassidy himself, the gunslinger of the West. Honestly, and I'm going to be honest, this is a really good McCree skin. Like, this just gives me good energy, good vibes. Gets the big flash into the back, gets the kill on a Ranach. Afro gets the kill on a 99. That's a main tank trade for a support. Going to be a really interesting trade, but unfortunately, Knight is going to be coming back a lot faster than Ranach because the spawn is right there, but the Lucio rollout is something else. Lect is going to be getting the kill on the Rocky, Kiki getting the kill on the Curry with that Storm arrow. As much as you really hate to see it, Tengu JJ crew in a bad position getting those losses on the side of their team because that means they have to back up without the Baptiste. And meanwhile, okay, sure, you lost your Cassidy, that's very unfortunate, but he's already back in the fight because he just walks forward and they're already there. King's Row with that very close spawn, Ranach back in the fight, Blank getting the really good heals coming out, 99 getting the kill on Lect, Afro killing out Rocky. There's the giant field coming out from Curry. That Immortality Field doing a good job blocking those dragons. Curry with the Immortality Field doing an amazing job. And there's the garage door of Blank's own, getting down that amazing heals. And as it appears that Tengu's trying to walk back into this, but unfortunately that Reinhardt shield immediately goes down. There's the Cryo Freeze coming out from Aster, but unfortunately Lect getting those amazing kills just by swinging that hammer side to side. It appears that Natter's Platters is going to have to reset after this. Fast is getting some free damage, and it appears that they're still trying to stay in this. And here comes the Baby Diva stagger.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff coming in from Tengu's JJ crew, and this is really how the rush composition operates, right? Oh goodness, what is the word that I'm looking for? It's every structure, the May wall, the constructs of Immortality Field and the May wall. Those all act as extensions of the rush composition, and every ult becomes a new win condition. You were playing for the Windows, then you play for the Blizzard. Now the Shatter gets canceled from Lect, but the self-destruct from Natter didn't find anything. Oh, Felix!
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said nothing's being found, but Felix gets a nice double kill onto 99 and Blank, and Lect getting that nice pin onto the May. Natter doing his best he can to try and get out of there. Just kind of walking backwards, walking into spawn. Oh, looks like he's going to kind of go back in, get a little bit more poke damage. He is only at 50% to his ult, taking a lot of unnecessary damage there, but Blank is going to be getting that amplification matrix a lot faster, already up to 55%, 56 as I say that. And as we look, here comes the Rocky High Noon. It's double High Noon. Since High Noon somewhere in the world, but apparently no kills on either side. Who knows what time it really is. Natter walking forward, holding that defense matrix, just denying so much damage. Kiki getting that nice freeze, and it appears that Natter's Platters with this insane cleanup of 4 people just instantly going down. Unfortunately, Aster is doing a good job just stalling the point for a little bit longer. 1 minute left on the clock. They do cap the point now as they wait for the door to open. 99 is going to be walking forward. And let me take it over to you. How do you feel about Natter's Platters winning that point?
I feel pretty good about it. Honestly, for me, it was Rannoch's early commitment of the sound barrier in the previous fight that really did Tengu's JJ crew in for that. But I mean, I understand it. Running the rush composition, you never waste any expenses. You never sit on an ult wondering if maybe now's not the time to use it. You commit it, just like you do the amplification matrix here from Blank, just to buy yourself a little bit of space. And ooh, nice block on the Shatter as well.
Unfortunately,
poor
Rocky
Night-Night.
does somehow get caught out by that Earth Shatter, but Night-Night does die after avenging his own fallen teammate Rocky. Making sure he doesn't die, and as they all back up, it appears that JJ's crew is going to be walking forward. Rocky unfortunately stuck on the point, but somehow rolls out of that, doesn't die. I'm a little confused by that. There actually is Aster got his ultimate canceled by the freeze, and it's very unfortunate for the side of JJ's crew. And it appears Niders Spiders just slowly walking forward, getting an amazing triple kill there for the side of them. A 3-for-0 trade. This is insane. Unfortunately, Aster goes down. The staggers are unreal, and unfortunately with Kings, okay, as much as I love Kings Row, I will say the second part is very terrible if you die on the side of the defense because you have so far to walk back.
Yeah, I've got to stop seeing Aster go for the ice block stagger. You just got to die and reset because look, they're away from their team, and Lect needs the May wall because the shield is about to be broken here by the data from Rocky, lifted into the skies by the May wall from Kiki Land. There goes the Shatter as well. It's a 4-man on their back there, committed by Night-Night just to make sure that the second objective is bought for Natters Platters.
Yeah, Natter doing a good job just hitting on that payload for his team to make sure it gets captured. There's the capture, and with 3:15 left on the clock to get this third point, really seems like Natter Spider is just keeping this momentum. And as I say that, Night-Night gets charged by Lek, but Rocky comes in with the amazing flashbang to help save his team. Night-Night does go down because unfortunately he didn't have the immortality field. It was actually on the side of JJ's crew. Rocky, oh, that's a big shot, 5-man shatter coming out. There is a Diva bomb that's gonna get 2.
Oh, the
goodness.
Felix Felicis bomb! I'll never get tired of it. Never get tired of it. Whether it's on the side of Kaiju Core Clover or if it is Tengu's JJ crew, absolutely beautiful stuff. And Natter has a self-destruct of their own, though. They'll be coming into this fight with that. Rocky probably going to be using the Deadeye to make sure the shields are broken. The immortality field is baited out there. Going to have to watch out for the outplaying the defense matrix from Felix, though.
Ooh, and Afro gets the kill on Rocky with the high noon, telling him that it's high noon in his world and not his world. We're going to be seeing the double shout barrier. There's going to be the crowd freeze coming out. Night-Night is going to get frozen, taken down. Afro getting a nice little double kill. Aster de-necking Natter. And it appears that Felix is actually able to get out just in time. And it appears that Natter's Spiders is going to get a reset, but Aster kills Natter. So unfortunately, they're going to have to wait just a little bit longer, but I do want to point out that on the side of Natter's Platters, they do have 3 ults to 0. So it seems that Natter's, sorry, make that 4 ults. I didn't realize how close Night-Night was. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Going to be seeing probably a Shatter Bomb combo, maybe a Freeze Bomb combo. Like using that nice little third-person mode with the shield, just watch them walk in. There's the Amplification Matrix. Kiki does get his ult canceled. Like, doesn't get any value. There's a big shatter in the backline. Unfortunately, this is exactly what Natter Spiders was looking for, as JJ's crew is stumbling to fall apart, trying to find their footing once again. But unfortunately, they're just going to be slowly dying on point. Renach doing the best they can, jumping around as Lucio, and Natter 1v1 in Curry. It actually loses the fight, but uses the Diva Bomb just to get the free remake because he knows his team needs it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as they round this quarter with a minute 20 left. JJ's crew going for the full respawn. We are seeing Afro jump over to the Doomfist, the one and only One Punch Man himself. Going to be rolling out with this punch, going into the backline, knocking up Rocky, unable to get the kill because the supports are just there for him, but Aster gets the kill on the Night-Night. Rocky kills Afro in response. It looks like we're just going to see a nice little reset here after Natter Spiders slowly walked him forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a stabilization here for Tengu's JJ crew, which is really good. Came in the nick of time, and you've got a couple ults coming into this. Curry with the Amplification Matrix was important to buy some space, but here's the Deadeye from Rocky pushing forward. The May wall from Aster, well timed and well placed. The Deadeye not able to connect to anything.
Yeah, it is always entertaining being able to wall that off, but unfortunately here comes the Felix bomb into the backline. Oh my god, Kiki with the amazing perfectly timed wall. Unfortunately, it's not enough to keep his team alive from the rest of the impending doom that ran into his team. But honestly, like, that was just a really well-timed wall, perfectly timing it. And now, unfortunately, Natter is going to get staggered here. There's the charge from Lect, ramming her into the wall. Ah, you hate to see that.
Unfortunate for Natter's Platters, but there is an opportunity to touch here. If you can get the rollout from Faustus, then you can live long enough to use the Sound Barrier blank with the Amplification Matrix and be buying the space necessary. But look at the Shatter connect to the friendly May wall. Oh no, but that's okay. You managed to hold here. Tengu's JJ crew staying alive in this King's Row series and managing to stall the cart to stay the hand of Natter's Platters and their aggression just around that last corner in the Foundry sector of King's Row. Really, really nice stuff from the defense. It's a nice turnaround as well. It's a different look here from me, from Tengu's JJ crew. It's refreshing to compared to what we saw on Rialto in particular.
Yeah, after watching that steamroll on Rialto, I really
Yeah.
thought that was just going to be the end of JJ's crew. But now, as we see Nander's Platters actually getting stopped on this third point, I honestly think JJ's crew might actually have a chance to bring this one back. They do have a big uphill battle after that very crushing for game one loss. But now that they actually got that hold on the third point, this is still winnable for them. And that's got to be a big like morality boost that they're looking for.
Oh yeah. And again, both of these squads have just immense talent and insight on their squads. So for me, it's for me, like I said, or like I've been saying, it's hard for me to pick a favorite this series, and really, it's never been losable by either side, and that's a weird way to put it. You might rather hear it's always winnable for both sides, but the fact is that you always have these win conditions, these counter lose conditions that come in for both of these teams. I mentioned this earlier with the rush composition. Every ult becomes a new win condition, and so for me, as we see Tengu's JJ crew opting for the same rush style composition against the disruption comp that that Natter's Platters want to run, I think that this bodes pretty well for the attackers.
I definitely want to point something out. I kind of forgot to look at team compositions while the rounds were started, but we do see Kiki back on the Widow that dominated so much in Rialto. I'm ready to see how well this is going to work on King's Row and whether JJ's crew has actually figured out how to adapt to it. Already kind of farming away. Here's the Doomfist punch. He immediately knows where he is. Has his sights locked on him. Unfortunately, Felix is going to be going right to the point. Almost gets demeched, but instead it's going to be Natter who gets demeched. And it appears JJ's crew is already locked onto the point, but Rocky gets the kill onto Afro. This is not the start that Afro is looking for, as he's the first to fall. And it appears that Rocky kind of blinking around the point, stalling for time. Night going in, getting a slam. Doesn't really connect with anyone, but Lex doing his best to hold his shield for his team that he needs. Knight trying to do the best he can, but unfortunately gets frozen, and unfortunately if you're playing ball and you get frozen, that's just instant death, and there he goes, like getting the double kill. Unfortunately, Ranach dies to Kiki. That's exactly what we're talking about whenever I say that Kiki's so oppressive on this Widow, getting those nice little jump shots, but Aster
You can't
gets
double
the
peek the
headshot.
Matrix. What are
My
you thinking,
goodness.
Kiki? What on earth? You never repeat the Matrix, but that's okay. The rest of Natter's Platters are here to contest. Pulse Bomb committed there by Rocky. It might not be enough though.
Yeah, unfortunately doesn't seem to be enough as JJ crew caps with 5 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Faustus just kind of dies, just realizing, well, I need a full reset here to get back with my team faster rather than just trying to walk it out. As this payload pushes out, they now have 4 minutes and 50 seconds to push it. Kiki looking down this long way, realizing, you know, I died last time whenever I double picked. I don't think I'd do that again.
Not gonna do it again. But you have the
those-
infrared sights from Kiki though. That's gonna buy them a little bit of space.
Yeah, by popping those walls, he knows that Doomfist is right around the corner, and so does his team, which is going to let them get a lot of free damage here. Unfortunately, there's the Meteor Strike. Just kind of waves goodbye because he knows he can't get away from it, but Blank does follow up onto Afro, avenging his fallen Kiki. And it appears that Rocky and Night are just kind of harassing Lek, but there's the big four-man shatter, but Blank coming in with the Transcendence to make sure no one dies, even blocking Aster to make sure that he can't die, but here's a bomb under the back line.
Oh, that's so brutal.
Felix. All the disrespect, but there's the Natter bomb in the library. Apparently Natter just really hates books because he connects with no one and instead blows up the entire library. And now it appears that JJ's crew is taking revenge on Natter for doing that by just instantly running him out of the store. Very unfortunate is Aster putting a nice wall up to block out Night having to roll away. Unfortunately, Kiki in a weird position here going in against Afro. Kiki's did swap over to the Hanzo, but he immediately gets sent back to spawn as Afro says, no, you should stick to the Widow.
Yeah, probably. The Widow was making waves of impact, but the Hanzo, I understand the necessity for the spam damage that Hanzo is capable of dishing out. For now, the card is going to roll towards the second objective, and I think that, well, no, I know that Natter's Platters are hapless to defend the second objective. I think we need to see a shift in strategy from them, but the Foundry is accommodating towards this disruption composition as long as they make sure that every team fight they're playing to win. However, if you want to talk about playing to win, let's look at these support offense coming up online for Tengu's JJ crew. That's a lot of sustain and a lot of offensive potential here.
Yeah, definitely, as we noticed, Natter's Platters needs to defend for 4 minutes and 30 seconds if they want to close this match out with a nice 2-0 victory. But it appears JJ's crew is not going down with a fight. Felix gets the kill onto Night, and unfortunately, that's not what you're looking for if you're on the side of Natter, as Natter even gets demeched himself and dies. This is just kind of falling apart at the seams for Natter's Platters as they're trying to find any kind of answer. There's the Dragon Strike coming out, but it's not going to connect with anyone. The nice little Lucio ult coming from the heavens. Aster ulting basically at the spawn doors. Unfortunately, Lek does die trying to shatter. Night does get a nice little zoning mines there, but unfortunately Afro gets killed onto Kiki. Rocky kills Aster. There's Afro all the way in the backline killing Blank. This is not what you want to see if you are on the side of Natter Splatters, as there's just a Doomfist free farming in your backline, and he's just going to punch out and get away for free, but Rocky does follow up.
That was actually exactly what you needed to have happen for Natter's Platters. And again, this third point is accommodating to this style of gameplay. It's going to put Tengu's JJ crew in a position where they actually could get stymied and stonewalled coming here into this third point. They're still going to make an effort, though. Felix Felicis might be able to make something happen with this Diva Bomb because it's the only ult that they have, and it's a possible win condition if she gets continues to get multiple kills with it.
Yeah, and as we do see Felix with the Diva Bomb. It's going to be interesting to see where he uses it, how many kills he's going to get with it. Natter has a bomb of his own. We are kind of seeing even ultimate pulls here. It is a 2-3 ultimate pull. There's the amplification matrix coming up from the side of Curry. Night getting the slam, Natter killing Afro. That's exactly what you want to see because Afro is so oppressive into your backline. Here comes the Natter bomb. Let's see if he gets any kills. Lek does a good job shielding it away. Felix holding on to his bomb, looking for a good angle to drop this, realizing his team is dying all around him and just needs to get a full reset. And if you're on the side of Natter Splatters, this is exactly the momentum you want to see, pushing them back. But you still have 2.5 minutes to defend.
I love it because, you know what, I'll patch you into the comms of Natter's Platters, and they sound something like this. See, guys, I told you that we were playing for third point, and that's exactly what they are doing. It's absolutely beautiful. Kiki land with the Dragons are going to be able to slow down the aggressive rush here from Tengu's JJ crew, and Blank with the Transcendence will be able to save themselves from the bomb if need be. Oh,
yeah,
bomb
unfortunately, Felix throws. Yeah, Felix throws that bomb and gets nothing, which is very unfortunate, but Natter gets the kill on the Lek with the help of Kiki's Dragon Strike. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, it seems that JJ's crew is just having to take a quick little reset. Afro unable to connect with that Doomfist punch, but they are able to demech Natter. Unfortunately, everyone else dies, and now it's up to see what happens. Is Natter just going to go for a jump off the map reset? Yep, there they go.
Goodbye, Natter. You've got both support ultimates coming up online for Natter's Platters as well. It mirrors the pace that the supports for Tengu's JJ crew are building theirs as well. And again, it's that offensive defensive power, the yin and the yang to both of these squads, and really the backbone for both of these compositions. As Rocky comes up on the pulse bomb, he'll be looking to stick Rannoch in particular.
Yeah, and as we see Night getting a 4-man slam in the back, Curry does get stuck in the pulse bomb, but perfectly times an immortality field so no one else takes any damage. And then we do see both support ultimates coming out. There's still 1:20 left in the fight. Nice little zoning mines coming out from Night. Lek accidentally walks into it. Natter's Fighters doing a really good job getting all these picks right here at the very end. Remember, they were originally defending this with 5 minutes left on the clock, and now here we are with 1 minute remaining. And if you're on the side of JG's crew, you gotta be asking, hey man, where's my momentum?
Yeah, it's all been slowed down, and now it's forcing a couple of swaps into the compositions of Tengu's JJ crew. Rannoch goes onto the Ana, double main healing to sustain the squad through the plethora of damage sources that and angles that JJ's crew is walking into. You've also got Lex opting out of the main tank game. They're having the main tank experience, so they might as well go to the Roadhog. Unfortunately, misses the hook, but the Dragons are here from Kiki again to slow down this composition, but it ain't rushing anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot going on. Lekt is getting the double kill onto Rocky and Keke, but here comes the Natter bomb up and over the corner. Only takes out the immortality field. Curry doing a good job holding onto that. Lekt getting 3 kills just all on his own. Night getting the big slam. There's the immortality field on the point. Night kind of rolls away. They realize they have about 1 more fight left in them with the respawns. And it seems like Night going to be kind of spinning on the point, getting another slam onto Rannoch, but unfortunately he dies to that grenade, and unfortunately Natter is now having to walk forward with this defense matrix, sees the amplification matrix, and is wondering, how am I going to survive? Gets demeched, but don't worry, Kiki's now out on the Doomfist, but Afro realizes this and says, no, Kiki, you go back to spawn, go back to that Widow like I told you earlier. Gets the kill onto Natter. Here comes the Blank Transcendence. Night staying alive, getting the big slam. There is a Dragon Blade somewhere in the backline taking out both supports. Afro with the 1-swipe double kill on this Genji play. And unfortunately there are mines on the point, but not much is going to be happening here. Nano boosted Hog, there comes the Dragon Strike coming out onto the point, gets the kill onto Rocky. Aster getting the double kill onto Kiki. They're still somehow defending this point. Natter jumping around, hopeless.
Stall.
Unfortunately stalling, but there it goes onto the side of JJ's crew, and we're going to a map 3.
Fantastic stuff from Tengu's JJ crew. It's the adaptations coming in at the last second there that really helped to put them, to get them off of the back foot and put a little bit of a skip in their step. I love to see it. I love to see close Overwatch, and not just a beautiful shot there from Aster. Not just Overwatch that is close, but Overwatch that is between two teams opting for two different styles of gameplay and really forcing constant adaptations from both of the teams. For me, this is a masterclass, not just in how to run these compositions, but how to play the game in general. The game is in a state right now. I call it counterpick meta, where nothing is, where everything isn't balanced. It's just equally frustrating to play against, and you're definitely going to feel that walking into Lex Roadhog, or perhaps Natter's Diva, or Night Knight's Wrecking Ball, right? But there are solutions to those problems, and Tengu's JJ Crew found them just in the nick of time. I would have loved to see those changes come out a little bit sooner, but the fact is that if they had utilized them sooner, they wouldn't have had the surprise factor coming into that last fight. Imagine being Rocky or Kiki Land and walking around a corner, getting met with Lex Roadhog, and then saying, you know what, this is it. This is the beginning of the end. And it absolutely was. The stall was really good from Natter's Platters, but it wasn't enough to keep them in that last fight, considering how they were suddenly confronted by a new look from Tengu's JJ Crew. I could rant about this all day. What a spectacular matchup this was. We'll be going into map 3, match point territory, and Natter's Platters gets the map pick.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what Natter's Platters is going to do here. As I actually say that, it appears they actually are going to be picking onto Oasis, so we are going to be seeing King of the Hill for the last one. So we're not going to have any draws at a potential map 4, which
Okay.
I've had some of those where match point is for whatever reason, like 2CP or hybrid. And then there's that draw, and then you have to go play another map, and then you're just watching the mentality of everyone drop as you're like, please don't pick another draw map, please don't pick another draw map.
The stamina begins to suffer a little bit. I won't complain with control point map, and it looks like Waluigi time for Natter's Platters representing them, and also coming into the lineup for Blank. It will be going to Oasis. It's not one of my favorite maps to play, to be honest. But for Natter's Platters, this map is a really good stage that is set for them to run this disruption style composition. It's a comp that I know for a fact, since I've been binge watching his videos. Natter understands very well, and this team is all set to run that to victory heading into Oasis. As long as they don't have to play University, and honestly, even if they do, they're in a good situation. But really, for them, their biggest opposition is going to come from Tengu's JJ Crew and their capacity for really skillful adaptations.
Yeah, and as we're waiting for this map to conclude, I just want to take a quick peek over at the Twitch chat right now, and I want to point out that someone asked that there are other maps besides King's Row, because he seems to just forget all the other ones.
Well, for a hybrid style, well, honestly, I mean, do there have to be more maps than King's Row? Probably not. A lot of Overwatch players would feel that way. But for a hybrid, you could go to Blizzard World, one of my personal favorites, a good map that fosters a lot of different potential looks. Head over to Eichenwald in the glorious, I think it's in Germany, German castle. There, I saw a Lego build of Castle Eichenwald that was like minifigure scale, and oh my goodness, the thing was absolutely massive. What a spectacle to look at.
See, you may be praising Eichenwald and all that, but you can't forget about Lucio's like favorite town, Numbani. Like one of the most beautiful, like artistic maps there is. Like honestly, like Numbani visually, it's just so pleasing. Playing on it, we don't talk about first capture point. But
no,
visually,
it's kind of a wash.
Like chef's kiss.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like most of the maps in Overwatch are like that. Oasis ends up being a little bit drier, but hey, what Oasis lacks in color in terms of map design, it definitely makes up for in the ability to stage some really good versatility from both of these compositions. In fact, taking a look, you've got the what I will dub the solution composition from Tengu's JJ Crew. It's the composition that they know will work against Natter's Platters comp, which is again that disruption comp in all of its glory. Kiki Land on the Colcassity is going to make waves of impact, I highly anticipate.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how exactly these teams are going to play out. We see JJ's Crew on this very comfort pick comp. I mean, we do see Lect on this Hog that just helped them win King's Row just oh so easily once he finally swapped to it. And then we look over at... You know, my game kind of like stopped there for a second, and Natter's Platters unfortunately ran out. She gets the kill on the Kiki. Very interesting seeing Kiki actually rolling out on the Cassidy here and not the Widow. I mean, honestly, like, if you just want to win for Kiki, just throw yourself back on the Widow, click your heads, and you just win. I mean, we saw it on Rialto, we saw it on most of King's Row. So it's kind of interesting to see why Kiki just doesn't want to play Widow.
I think that at the very least, City Center might not foster as lengthy and true Widow sightlines as Kiki would like, and instead finding themselves equipped with a stun is helpful against Curry's Brigida and Lex Roadhog. The first point capture is going to go to Tenku's JJ Crew, but I don't think that is going to, or I don't think it's not going to stay with them. Picks coming in here for Natter Splatters, and they're going to be able to secure this objective while thwarting off the impending attack here from Tenku's JJ Crew. However, look at Aster equipped with the tactical visor. Ranok now on the Mercy is going to be able to damage amplify that. And Lect is coming up on the Whole Hog. That's going to be really good for pushing Natter Splatters into a position where that visor will get serious value. For me, it's a matter of which one comes out first, and there is going to be a specific order in order for Tenku's JJ Crew to find success this push.
Yeah, and I watched Raku try and get a nice little stick there. Unfortunately, he does accidentally miss the Soldier 76, which is very unfortunate there, but it is a nice little zoning bomb. We are going to see Faustus popping the Brigida rally, making sure that everyone's getting a nice little bit of armor. And we do see Afro playing Echo for the first time this tournament. It's going to be interesting to see how well he does with this Echo. We do know that Echo is just really, really good right now because, you know, you just duplicate someone, get the ultimate faster than they can, maybe get it like twice or something. But we do see Lek get the kill onto Night Knight, but then he immediately gets stunned out by Kiki and then get picked up. Aster popping that tactical visor, running around on the high ground like soldiers love to do. Unfortunately, it is 51% on the side of Natter Splatters, which is exactly what they want to see. They're still winning this point, and it just seems... did JJ Crew kind of forget there's a objective to capture?
Well, they couldn't capture it. You had a 2v2, 3v2 kind of happening off on Tenku JJ Crew's side of the map there with both of the supports, and it was just kind of a mess of a fight there. The rally being elicited from Curry, but quickly being quelled by their own death. Now you've got both DPS on the side of Natter Splatters with their ultimates. They're ready to shut down this push because you don't have much to work with besides the Valkyrie on the side of Tenku's JJ Crew.
That should be better.
Yeah, and as we see with Natter Splatters, oh my god, I almost got the team names like mixed together into one. We do see them approaching that. Yeah, we do see them approaching the overtime here. Unfortunately, 9-9 does go down. Point does flip over at 96%. Kiki with the high noon cowboy up in the air, gonna be missing the shot onto Afro. Gonna be rolling away with his life barely intact. Does catch Ranach from behind, but unfortunately unable to get that kill. Afro is gonna be following up, getting a nice little punch there, sending a message into Kiki. Kiki somehow still alive in this situation. I mean, honestly, like, both of these players should have been dead a few times over. As I say that Kiki goes low once again, trying to find Ranach. So there's the kill from Afro onto Kiki that I was talking about. One of them finally wins the duel, and now it's 96 to 51% in favor of Natter Splatters. So there's still a chance to retake here.
Yes, and they're going to be looking for the rally to bolster the defenses that they walk in. Waluigi time as well, working on the Transcendence. That last little bit that will help to prevent the damage inflicted by Lex Whole Hog. Minefield opening up this engagement here might have been a little bit too early because look, Night Knight goes down there. You have to use the rally to compensate for that man disadvantage. And as Afro equips themselves into the Cole Cassidy duplicate form with a damage boost from Ranok, it's looking like it really is Tengu's fight to win.
Yeah, and as we do see Waluigi time popping, that name is just so hilarious to say.
I love that name.
I'm glad he got subbed in so I could call that, but it does pop the nice little Transcendence to help keep their team alive. We do see Ranach getting that nice little Mercy res there onto Lekt, because as we know, Lekt is just kind of the carry of the team once he's on that Roadhog. And unfortunately, if you get stunned as Roadhog, get booped around like that, and Roadhog, like when pigs fly. But unfortunately, Kiki gets the kill on Aster with the high noon, and they might be able to flip this point back, but Lekt with the double kill, this is exactly what I was talking about. He's going to be healing himself back up. There's just a Tracer on the point, and with the ball, he can't really do much, but there's the hook getting another kill. This is just Lekt's game. It appears that, oh my god, Natter's fighting Lekt with the Lekt! Let me finish my statement before you kill someone else.
No, Lekt, that's 5! That's 5! 5 eliminations that Lex secured in that last fight, and not only does they secure those eliminations, they secure the fight and the round win here on City Center, and that's one of the maps that's good for this disruption comp. That's the map that Natters Platters wanted to win, to make that, to put themselves in a position where they had momentum coming into this last point. Now, granted, if they drop this series, they aren't out of the tournament yet. Remember, it's a double elimination tournament. If you're curious about how the other games are going, then plug into the chat !multi-twitch, and you'll get links to those other games that are being broadcast, so you guys can catch those. We're trying to broadcast as many games as possible, so we will see more from both of these squads. But really, this isn't the series that Natters Platters want to lose. They don't want to go to the lower brackets. They got to turn things around, but they're going to stay on the same composition to do it. They just got to play it a little bit cleaner. But going up against Lect on the Roadhog, Lect is a win condition. You're not playing for an ultimate, you're playing for the Roadhog, you're playing for the tank.
Yeah, like, Lect is just kind of the carry of this team. Like, I feel like, honestly, if you just have Lect with his 2 supports out there, he's just kind of an unstoppable killing machine. Like, you don't even need the other 3 members on the side of JJ's crew.
Yeah.
As I say that, Lect is just kind of having a nice little time. Afro does go down, Kiki does get the pick onto Aster there. And this is what I'm talking about. You see Lect already on the flank, gonna be trying to get back with this team. This is the hook there. Kind of unfortunate, but he just kind of heals himself, walks out, he has the Discord orb. And honestly, like, I feel like at this point, it's just gonna be like, give Natters Platters a trophy if they can actually kill Lect.
For now, the point will go to Natters Platters. So at the very least, if they, if they want to kill Lect, then it's a matter of getting Lect onto the objective to do it. That's the stage that has to be set for that. Night is going to be the first tank to go down this fight, however, and that's a really bad situation to be in for Natters Platters. That's half of your disruption.
Yeah, I really wish I could pull up the stats as to like what is Lex Hook's percentage, because I'm watching him and he hasn't missed a hook this round.
It's 100%.
I think it's more than 100%. I feel like he's going to be hooking field layers in other lobbies.
Probably.
And there's another hook coming out from Lex.
What on earth? The sustain of the composition in that Tengu's crew is running. It is absolutely immense, though. It's so much damage for Natters Platters to fight through. The problem is that they also have similarly high sustaining composition supports with Waluigi Time and Faustus on the Zen Brig combo. Those heroes are both so enabling to each other. It really feels like nothing will die on either side. Ultimately, despite not dying, Natters Platters will still yield the objective. They lost enough people early on that they needed to yield space and have to come back into this fight with 5 ultimates, nearly 6, albeit. We'll be looking for Rannoch's Sound Barrier to mitigate a lot of the damage, a lot of the pressure that's going to be coming from Natters Platters, namely in the minefield from Night. As long as they don't die early this fight, instead it's going to be Rocky going down.
Yeah, Rocky does go down to the hands of Nect, and Aster does get Natter team-mech, but this is exactly what JG's crew is wanting to look for, as they do currently have control of the point, making sure that Natter Spiders can't take it back. I mean, honestly, like, after watching Rialto, I thought this entire match was going to be going the way of Natter Splatters, and now that we're here at this nice little, like, tied 48-48 position, like, honestly, I feel like this is just totally swapped into a JJ Screw kind of game.
Yeah, quite possibly, because I mean, ultimates are coming up from Natters Platters, but they're being mitigated, they're being stopped. The High Noon had to be canceled from Kiki Land, and now you've got Astro on the backlines equipped with Meteor Strike. They're going to use it to bail themselves out of a bad situation, but it might not have been bad in the first place. Despite the rally from Natters Platters, you're still getting a win for Tengu.
And Lect gets a kill onto Fastest there, and unfortunately here comes a Diva Bomb from Natter. I'm kind of questioning that bomb, like half your team is gone, and now you're just feeding more ultimate charge, and Natter's just gonna get D-mech'd again, and unfortunately this is around whenever you play Baby Diva. Now you're just a little tiny Baby Diva without a mech, very vulnerable to a lot of different things. Your team is staggered.
Baby Diva is Tracer without the blinks, yeah. Oh, nice bomb from Felix.
Guys do the Diva Bomb, but Keiki gets the double kill with the double headshot, actually. That was actually really impressive. Big shout-outs to him. But I definitely want to point out that Lect is still alive. Oh, there you go. There's triple headshot. Lect is walking onto the point. This is a hook. There goes the 100%. Point does flip, but Lect is still alive, and he can definitely dominate over this team because that's just the power of the Lect Hog.
I mean, it's the power of Lect and Roadhog combined. That's some pretty staggering offensive potential. It's Night mirroring that pick that might finally equalize things here for Natters Platters. Unfortunately, losing Faustus means that Sustain is going to suffer here for Natters Platters, and they're going to be forced back on the objective. What remains of them? There's only 4 of them left, and Afro is looking to clean the house.
Yeah, I definitely want to say that we've seen Genji in both matches today, and every time a Genji comes out, it's just so dominant. Like, Genji's just kind of like that one character you kind of forget about. You're kind of like, oh yeah, he just kind of exists. But then whenever someone locks him in these tournaments and he just dominates them, you're like, okay, yeah, Genji's a character.
Very winnable here for Natters Platters, though. The whole hog coming out from Night Knight in order to eliminate Lect. It's a rally from Faustus, bolstering the defenses of Natters Platters as they look to defend this objective. It's an arduous battle, a task ahead of Tengu's JJ crew as they look to approach this point and possibly get into overtime. They do succeed. Rannoch manages to touch and is ready to drop the beat once they get more members of the team on the point. There's the sound barrier, connects to 3, but it might not be enough to sustain the crew in the presence of overwhelming damage from Kiki Land.
But don't worry, Lect is back and he immediately got that hook onto Night Knight. And unfortunately, there's no real kills coming out. Felix does get demech, but Kiki's here with the high note and it kills Felix and Rannoch. That's very unfortunate for the side of JJ's crew. It looks like we might be going to the... Yep, there's the picks coming in. There's the Diva Bomb. Not going to get anyone. And we're going to map 3.3.
Okay, all right. Here's the deal. Here's the condition, Kong man. Look, we got another series to cast after this. This can't be the most exciting series that we see tonight. Although it's definitely wrapping up to be the most exciting one that we've seen so far, possibly between ourselves and the other channels as well. Fantastic that we were getting to cover this particular matchup. But it's 1-1, 99-99 is the outcome that I predict for this final map. We're going to be heading away from the streets of Oasis and into the university. It's no longer about the street smarts. It's about the book smarts, and Natters Platters are definitely at an advantage with that, but it's the big plays coming out from Tengu's JJ crew, their flexibility, and now their proficiency on the rush style composition that they demonstrated on King's Row going to be working out for them as the point begins to unlock here in 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how exactly these last few fights are going to be coming out. We do see Afro getting the kill on a Waluigi time, but Rocky saying, da 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 da, get out of my backline. And we do see Aster on this Mei, which we noticed that Aster kind of has a very different playstyle than we normally see, especially after watching him on King's Row. It does appear that JJ's crew is going to be taking this point first. Not even a contest or a touch or anything from Natters Platters, but there's the wall to make sure they can't go anywhere. And there's a big shatter coming out from Lect. Lect actually swapping off of the Hog onto the Reinhardt. Already getting that shatter, swinging his hammer around, trying to kill Faustus. Unfortunately, the Immortality Field as finally gets the Fire Strike. It's already 15-0, and it appears Natters Platters is already getting staggered. This might be the downfall of Natters Platters here.
It could possibly be. We know that the rush composition is something that they can run, but probably not at full strength. And now stagger eliminations coming onto Natters. So unfortunate there for the Platters as they're going to have to wait for Natter to return to their ranks here after the respawn. Importantly, you'll have some key abilities coming to this fight. Rocky is already working with a Deadeye, and you'll have both tank ults coming up soon. But considering that Lect that is building their shatter about 150% faster than Night Knight is able to, as well as the enablement of the support lineup for Tengu's crew, this is a daunting task ahead of Natters to even get to the objective.
Yeah, and as we see, there's the high noon coming out from Rocky. Gonna have to walk around that Mei while hoping to find any kind of value, but unfortunately it runs out just in time. Immortality Field down. There's the shatter, it kind of connects onto Felix, but that's about it. But there's the big freeze coming out from Aster. That's exactly what they're looking for as the DPS line of JJ's crew cleans up Natters Platters. And once again, we see Natter outside of his mech, going to be staggered once again, having to walk back and just run away.
I mean, you saw it there. It was Curry's Amplification Matrix. That was the win condition. Natters, Platters rotate around it. So you have Rannoch drop the beat so that you can brawl into that. That becomes the new win condition. And finally, it's Aster wrapping up the fight. And you've managed to save 3 ultimates in the bank for this one, 85%. And this is the last potential fight that Natters Platters are competing in here to prevent themselves from going into the lower bracket. Losing Faustus is terrible!
Yeah, we see Kiki doing his best to try and get to the point. It's 96%. Someone needs to touch to trigger that overtime, but I don't think it's going to happen. Someone actually does get the touch. It's Rocky on the Reaper, but unfortunately he just immediately gets taken out as the whole team turns around and looks at him. And I have to say, JJ's crew, after that terrible performance on Rialto, immediately brings it back in this tournament, and my goodness.
Oh, what a fantastic map. GG's all around. Yeah, GG's like persistently dropping in the match chat here, and absolutely a good game it is as well. What a fantastic showdown between both these squads. And
Shatter.
Lex builds the Shatter so quickly, and they're absolutely a threatening presence on the tank roll.
And you know what else builds pretty quickly?
What's that?
Our donation total, because our donation update is now up to $739. We are raising quite a
That's
lot of
so
money just so
awesome.
far. Like, I don't know which is going faster, Lex with his ult charge or our donation totals.
And definitely keep that up, guys. Not only with the viewership and the love in chat for the players and production as well. Huge shout out to them, to the organizers who were able to make this happen. But also with those donations, again, this is a really good cause to it's all of us in our own way helping to see if there is an improvement to be made in industry standards, and there absolutely is. That's so awesome to have raised that amount of money, considering how new this endeavor is. I'm wiping a tear from one eye at Natter's Platter's loss, and another tear from my other eye for Tengu's JJ Crew win. Just beautiful stuff from them. Unfortunate for Natter's Platters, they're going to drop to the lower bracket, but they're not done yet. Remember, it's double elimination, so we'll see them again soon. Real quick, we'll have to head on a break here shortly, but before we do, I want to talk MVPs for Natter's Platters. I just feel like blank, not participating in all three maps, but really on the support line, just really bringing it home. I'm a Zenyatta main myself. I play a lot of the guy, and so for me to watch some really expertly crafted Zenyatta gameplay is just an absolute treat. But it's Tengu's JJ Crew walking away with a win, and who is that because of the most here, Kongman?
I mean, okay, like if we look at the side of Natter's Platters, let's be honest. The MVP on their side is Kiki Land. Just playing that Widow, just so oppressive, super easy.
Yeah.
When you look over the side of Tengu's JJ Crew, who is the reason they won? I mean, if you say anyone other than Lekt, then you're just lying to yourself. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, Elect absolutely coming into their own this series, and really nice coordination as well with Felix. Felix, I've seen her play before. The diva bombs, they just never end. But Elect absolutely making massive impact there in those last couple of rounds. So really good stuff. We'll be watching the next game here shortly. And actually, if I'm looking, if I can get a call from my producer, actually, which game we're casting.
I do believe we are casting one of the losers bracket sides.
It
We are going to
is.
be seeing a team going home.
Og versus Terminate. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be right back after a short break. We're going to get into this lobby and get underway with that third match here soon.
Grabs the triple kill, 25 seconds remaining on the clock. It's desperation time for these teams. They got to find a way to get in here and get that payload moving, because there's going to be two fights that are going to happen on this payload, one here and one in the museum, despite how fast they act. The Deadeye is the only thing online. Noob might be able to get that Dragon Strike online to take control of the objective. Dragon Strike zones, but gets no picks, as does the Deadeye. The Amp Matrix pumping out damage. Transcendence coming out to counter the Dragon Strike, keeping everybody on the payload, and the picks come in. Noob able to grab a double kill on the Hanzo, but it might not be enough. Overtime continuing to tick away. They still got to get Noob out of this area, off of this objective, because the feed is going to start coming back, and it is not in favor of Saunders right now as the overtime wick burns down. Thrift ends up getting halted out of the immortality field. Jayon going down. There's not much that they can do about it. They were too little, too late, too many picks coming in. There has to be an ultimate to turn the tide here. Striders having to get some picks with that Deadeye, if at all possible. Gets stunned out, not able to use the Deadeye as they were hoping for. And that will be it. The Supercharger is going to hold the line here. Wait a second. Hypernut continuing to hold on. We see the swap of Jay onto the Wrecking Ball to try to stall it out, but that's it. 75 meters here on objective Charlie as they go ahead and head to the defense to see if they can lock this sucker down.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
I have to say, Rialto, as well as many of the escort and hybrid maps, are so difficult to push into. If you cannot typically get that first push in, it makes it very hard for you to recover eventually. I mean, even as we saw in that fight, despite the fact that we saw the investment from Saunders to be able to get those picks, to be able to get that payload moving again, there was so much space that payload had been pushed back to that there was just no way that they were going to be able to bring it back at that point. It's going to be up to them to see if they can turn the tide here. Looks like Euphonic, though, looking to toy around with the traditional dive. We do have some Lucio and Moira action coming out for Thrift and Muzzamel, but it looks like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. As soon as they swapped over to that double shield, it worked out incredibly well for them. Looks like Noob now looking to opt for that Sombra instead of a more distance damage dealer. We'll see that payload starting to move. Mauser looking to get that tickle gun into the chests of Saunders there on the high ground, and there it goes. Gets immediately booped off by Vegas Sun. That's going to keep them at bay. No giggles for you there, little monkeys. But they're going to be able to come back up and accretion right off. Just everything in the kitchen sink to be able to keep that Winston off of the high ground. Mauser's getting 0 value. The rotation comes in. Jay is left alone on the low ground. Not the place that you want them to be. The Dynamite comes out, finds the double with the help of $, but it's not enough to hold that choke the same way that we saw from the side of Euphonic. They're going to keep that payload pushing as the feed comes in from both spawns. Greg meeting the wrong side of those gravitic orbs right there is going to get sent back to spawn early. Going to get staggered out. Strider's going to join that club on the opposite side. Thanks to Noob, that EMP is coming close to being online, but we're going to see the coalescence of Mazamel go ahead and start chugging away. Pulse bomb from Greg. They get grouped up, and it's perfect season for a good old explosive device. 5 minutes remaining on the clock now as Objective Alpha is captured, and they start making their way around Teatro Belcanto. See the rotation to the high ground already coming out. Jay, 69% to 69% to that supercharger. Very nice. Doritos looking for that gravitic flux and looking to get some value. Very difficult with the dive composition. The rally popped out by Vegas to be able to create some space and get some extra armor on the field. But there it is. Mauser in the backline with the Tesla cannon. Gravitic flux comes in, finds Alchemisto in the backline, gets the DMAC as we go ahead and see the rotation coming out. Beat in from Thrift to try to keep their team alive as best as they can, but I don't think there are any more resources that they can use. They got to capitalize on that EMP next fight, as Greg is almost up to the pulse bomb once again, and that self-destructive Alchemisto at 3:45 remaining on the clock as the defense is held by Saunders.
The enemy approaches.
Right, we see the accretion coming out, slapping Mauser right out of the sky. Just the way that these stuns have been essentially keeping Mauser at bay has made it a little, goodness gracious, Noob trying to come in for the EMP, and Vegas with the shield bash cancels it, literally shutting down the push before it could even happen. Alchemisto and Greg are going to have a different plan here. Maybe use the coalescence to kind of open that can of worms. Pulse bomb finds nothing but Doritos shield. There goes the self-destruct. Finds Hypernut, but can that be it? I mean, the spawn is right there for them after all. see the pincer rotation coming out for either side. Alchemisto and Noob there on the flank as we see Hypernut and Vegas trying to keep them at bay. The picks come in, $, finding Alchemisto after the DMAC, but that payload is pushing furiously close. Dorito just barely able to touch that objective and keep it from going in favor of the other side, and we see the Gravitic Flux come in, cleaning up the supports. 0.29 meters. So close, yet no cigar for the side of close, but no cigar right there for the side of Euphonic, as they are continuing to play things out here on the objective. They have to think of a different plan right now, otherwise they are going to be down 1-0 on their first map of this matchup. And remember, this is the last match of the day, and we are in the losers bracket. It's win or go home. Dragon Strike coming out, but the Immortality Field saving the day. Rotation now on to the Rush, as we see Noob swapping over to the May. Mauser on that Reinhardt finds $, with a Fire Strikes. The Supercharger invested, but the beat comes out from Thrift, allowing them to close the gap. Now the Amp Matrix out for Hypernut to try to hold this line, but the Shatter laying them right on the ground. 2:40 on the clock. Strider sends out the Bob. Too little, too late. They're possibly going to be able to get in a little bit of damage, but I don't think they're going to be getting any eliminations, except for Mauser, apparently going for the typical Reinhardt charge off of the map right there. But 2:20 is not a lot of time for them to be able to grab this final objective. They got to get the picks quick, and with Noob already having that Blizzard online, Dorito, I hope you're hungry. Amplification Matrix coming out, gets canceled by the Maywall of $, but gets melted down rather quickly. Self-destruct going deep into the backline, and the Immortality, oh, thankfully, we do see the rotation from Hypernut, able to get out of the line of sight of that, but with Jay and Dorito down, it is going to be hard for them to hold this line. And remember, there's no eats available to be able to take down Noob's Blizzard. The only one left on the objective is $. Shatter comes out. Jaeon melted into scrap metal. The Blizzard does come out immediately, freezes Striders as they touch the objective as the Reaper. There's nothing they can do. Euphonic are showing up in the greatest of ways here on Rialto, starting off our series 1-0 and bringing us to match point.
Play of the game.
Play the game, going to Noob for that beautiful quad Dragon Strike that we saw earlier. Wanting to see if there was a halt invested in there. Yeah, look at that beautiful halt coming in from their Orisa player. That definitely made all the difference there, Mauser. If you don't have that Gravitic Flux pulling in a halt to pull them right, yank them right back in to that Dragon Strike is just the next best thing. With Euphonic up 1-0 right now in the series, that means that Sonder is going to have to find a way to waltz their way to victory. They will get map choice now for them to choose where we're going to be heading to next. But dang, that was a really close map with all things considered right there. Sonder maybe just a little bit underestimating Euphonic right there, but they do have a chance to turn things around. So they're deciding what map we're going to go to. So while we're waiting for them, be sure to be donating below to the ABK Strike Fund. That's the whole reason that this tournament was developed for the holidays. Many folks got together and decided that the best thing to do to celebrate the holidays was support those that work so hard for the company that produced the game that we love, Overwatch, and several others, but yet get treated so poorly. If you're not in the know I'll be posting a link here shortly so that you can get updated on that. But in July 2021, California one of their bureaus ended up stepping in and seeing things were not going so well, and Activision Blizzard showing that the employees getting abused and harassed on the job to the point that even one lost their life, or took their own life, I should say, not lost their life, which is even sadder. But nevertheless, it is not a good thing to see, especially with everything that Activision Blizzard is doing right now to keep their workers at bay from improving their circumstances. So be sure to be donating at the link below. Every little bit helps. I know that the goal is like $1 million, but we are a small community. We know that we're not going to hit it, but like I said, every little bit helps. So far, we have raised between the donations that were made. I believe each player had to donate $5 in order to participate in the tournament. On top of the donations that we have received so far today, as of about 9 o'clock Eastern, we have raised $714. So congrats, folks. We're almost to $1,000. I know that might not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it is definitely worth it. Next map is going to be Kings Row. So we're going to be heading into there to see if maybe these double shield or rush compositions that we were seeing on Rialto can work a little bit more into Saunders' favor. Of course, as always, everybody thinks that they're the best on Kings Row. We know how it is. So the question is Euphonic prepared for what Saunder is getting ready to put on the table? That is the biggest question in our minds right now. So be sure to be blowing up in the chat. Who do you want to see walking away with that victory? Do you want to see Saunder tying it up, bringing us to that 1-1 and taking us to map 3? Or do you want to see Euphonic end the night right here, right now, and go ahead and take it right on home, walking in to losers round 3 and living to fight another day? We're going to find out here shortly as we go ahead and head into Kings Row and see what these teams are prepared to do. Now, Euphonic has been showing very good rotations when it comes to the way that their compositions have been utilized, whether it be the double shield or the dive that they were showing. They seem to be very much on that two-pronged approach. When they were double shield, one tank is focusing on one direction, the other tank's focusing on the other, unless the team is only coming from one direction. And it was the same way with the dive. If you could split the attention of Saunder, Euphonic was going to take advantage of that. So what it comes down to is Saunder has to be careful. They have to be prepared for what is going to be coming out from Euphonic, who are going to be starting out on the defense this time around. Is going to be a tough nut to crack here, as Hypernut is going to be coming out on the Zarya, so not a lot of damage eat potential. But if they can melt down Alchemisto with that beam, get charged up, and get the support that they need, this rush composition could falter very, very quickly, especially with $sign on that Hanzo. They're going to be playing for that grab dragon combo. We see the rotation into the theater. I believe they're going to try to find their way onto the high ground, do the full, I believe it's, what was it, the Los Angeles Gladiators that made this this rotation popular. I'm just waiting for the speed boost. Oh, they're not even going to wait. Some were able to make the jump, but not everybody. Oh, Greg! Oh, Greg just barely able to get in line of sight. Gets a stun on Dorito and takes them out of the fight. Actually, we've seen a swap of positions as well. Dorito, originally on the off tank, I believe, is now taking up the Lucio right now with Vegas Sun, where Hypernut's taking on the off tank position with Jayon. They're holding that high ground, but the time is ticking. Gotta make a move. There it is. Speed boost comes in. Amplification matrix zoned out by the Maywall. Double amps coming out. Strider's looking for a pick with that Deadeye. Unfortunately, does not. Greg able to get that first pick onto Dorito once again. Strider looking for that support there on the high ground, trying to get back to the safety of the team, but gets taken out by the Peacekeeper of Greg. Deadeye coming out to zone as the Dragon Strike grabs Mazamel with one tick on the board. That's not gonna be enough for them to be able to hold on. $, trying to see if they can get an additional pick, but gonna get rocketed down by Alchemisto. 2 minutes 15 seconds remaining on the clock as we wait for the next push from the side of Sonder. You see the rotation around the Mondada statue coming out for Sonder, looking for that value. Shatter coming in. Mauser makes the full rotation and lays everybody out on the floor. There's just nothing that they can do about it right now. That's another 45 seconds shaved off that bank. They were able to grab a little bit more percentage there, but not able to get it up to that next tick. Let's see if they can keep things going. Those late picks are going to make it very difficult for Sonder to push in here, and the ultimates on either side could be the difference between victory and defeat. Now remember, Hypernut is on that Zarya, so when we see this Blizzard come in from Noob, there is no eating. They have to be mindful to be able to get that pick early. We see the big eat of the Graviton Surge. No Dragon Strike value, but Strider finds a double kill on the support. Self-destruct coming out from Alchemisto. Greg finds the Deadeye onto Jayon. A minute remaining on the clock as $, and Dorito trying to clean up the objective. Noob puts an icicle between Dorito's eyes, and now it's just a feed fest from the side of Euphonic to try to hold on to this objective. Second tick on the board as the tackle comes in. Hypernut getting taken back into the other side of the choke. Immortalities fed out on either side. Dragon Strike being sent in, grabs the double kill. Alchemisto and Greg falling, and that's a clear of the objective. Saunders are down but not out as they take objective Alpha with only 10 extra seconds remaining on the clock. That's going to be 2:40 on the clock as the payload starts moving through the streets. We'll go ahead and see the Euphonic team setting up for a far defense, actually. We don't even see them set up near the bookstore just yet because they got that late spawn. Big pick coming in early though there from Mauser. The Maywall perfectly timed to take them out of the fight early. We will go ahead and see if they can hold it all together, because I forget that I had one of our other streams unmuted. They just came back with their final match for the night. Good to see. Be sure to be watching the multi-stream, by the way. If you didn't know, I'll go ahead and pop that in the chat once I get a second. We do see the Shatter come out, but the Maywall from $, is able to protect the team, but not for long. We go ahead and see Euphonic just bowl their way right on through all the way up to the choke point. Minute 30 remains on the clock. A lot of ultimates getting ready to come online for either side. Euphonic
see that. I don't know if he's going to stay on, but Faustus already on the Roadhog there early. We see a fairly standard comp coming out of the Warriors of Bud Light, but a little bit of change here. The Mercy Pocket going and the double hit scan. I don't know if they're running this because they're expecting a Pharah out of Natter Splatters, but this double hit scan is still very, very oppressive in the mid-range game. A lot of consistent spam damage coming down between, especially with a Mercy boosted soldier, he can break a Reinhardt shield, but there's not going to be a Reinhardt. It's going to be a Ball Diva composition in Kiki land on the Widow of all things. And it looks like Night Knight's going to try to make space for this Widow early and give her the off angle that she needs to work with. Whereas Rocky is going to be coming off of the flank on the Genji, joining Night Knight in the back line. And Night Knight goes in early, big slam, hits the adaptive shield, but isn't able to get out. Gets stunned by Jesus, and unfortunately, that is one tank down early. Rocky gonna try to do what he can on the flank there, but without Night Knight there to help mitigate some of the damage, he's not able to peek out.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for not going anywhere. You guys definitely don't want to miss the conclusion of this next series that we're going to be watching. It's going to be UG going up against Termina. I guess there's a lot of ways that you could say UG. It might be or whatever the pufferfish from that one video is. Yeah, I think that's the one.
You gotta like smack your tongue in the back of your mouth.
They started without us. I can't believe that they would do that to us. I feel a little bit betrayed, but our past series was really exciting. So absolutely. So we'll be going into we'll be peeking into the second map of this particular series, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're going into Oasis.
Yes, we just came back from Oasis on the last map, and now we're coming in game 2 on Oasis. So I definitely say we have a little bit of experience casting this map already. We're just kind of continuing the momentum, getting a nice quick little reset. And
That's right.
as we give the go-ahead to make sure the players are ready, we are going to be jumping into this map here in just a moment's time. We did hear word that Termina did win their previous match 1-0 on Watchpoint Gibraltar, which I am personally a big hater of Watchpoint Gibraltar. I hate casting that map. I hate playing on that map. It's just one of those maps I just generally dislike, and now that that's out of the map pool, so if this goes to map 3, I don't have to worry about seeing it.
Fair enough, because you definitely won't see Gibraltar played again, but we will watch Oasis, so one last time. This is the final series we'll be casting here on this channel, so you guys definitely want to stick around for the action. Don't forget those commands as well, that you guys can join the Discord with, I keep wanting to say hashtag, like it's 2014 again. Exclamation point Discord, join the community, exclamation point donate. Remind me, the total that we're sitting at, actually, Kongman.
Yes, last I heard the update was currently at 744.
That's amazing. Yeah, so definitely donate. It's a noble cause, and well, let's get into the match here. You're gonna have a traditional, well, not quite traditional. It's a rush style composition being opted for here by UG, and it's a ball and hog torture on the side of Termina.
Now, I do want to quickly interrupt. There was currently talks in the chat. It appears we're going to be seeing a Torb Hammer 1v1 to help decide the start of this. They both agreed to come over to the side of the jump pad. No health packs allowed.
Australian contenders all over again.
Yes, it's Australian contenders. PSI versus Seesaw. The Torb 1v1. Then they go back to the hammer. There's the overcharge coming out from the side of Seesaw and PSI. They're swinging their hammers. Both the teams are watching, anxious, waiting to see. There's a heal coming out from Caps Lock. I don't think anyone else saw that, but unfortunately PSI gets the win. With that barely last no one, I don't think the side of the red team noticed that, and unfortunately that's going to be the downfall of red team with the Torb diff.
It might have been an early pull on the trigger there, Caps Lock being like, okay, PSI has won the bout, and now we're going to see Seesaw playing well, not necessarily a more useful hero, but they will be playing the Genji, and we have gotten to see quite a bit of Genji. This series should be fun. First point capture going here to UG. It's a good position to be in, considering that they're down one map here. They don't want to drop this map, but the Disruption comp is going to be coming in strong on the side of Termina. Now it's just a matter of dislodging the defenders here from the high ground.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how exactly this is going to go. Termina is already about to flip this point back over into their side, but UG is actually able to jump down and help contest this point last second. And there's a big anti-nade coming out from the side of Termina, making sure that UG is unable to stay alive. Definitely going to look like Terminet's going to finally capture this point after taking off a few members. Now we're going to decide what's Unk going to be doing here.
Stop! I'm not gonna be able to keep it straight, bro. If you keep doing that, it's.
Oh, you better believe anytime I want to say their name, I'm going to be making that noise.
Unk. They have the nano off the back of that massive anti-nade. Danger Noodle is gonna have her nano boost coming into this next fight, but Caps Lock is gonna be looking to strike back with the amplification matrix, supposing that they can build it in time. But remember, the rush composition, it has its flaws against the disruption comp. So looking to take this high ground, they're gonna see the disruption in the pile drive from Hofstep, so close to that minefield.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate as we see Seesaw get knocked off the map by the Lucio and then stunned so he can't wall climb. Really good job coming out from Yobamedi there. And that's definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to be winning this point. Unfortunately, here comes the Tactical Visor coming out from Terminut's TGI Sai. I'm going to assume I pronounced that correctly. I didn't get a real good look at the pronunciation guy. Sorry if I butchered the name there, but PSI does get the kill onto him. Definitely looks like that Terminut is going to be winning this point. Going to be keeping the point onto their side. Going to get a nice stagger here. And unfortunately, Unk is going to have to get a nice reset as their baby diva is going to...
Stop it. You have to get the Diva Bomb from Vince and the Blade from Seesaw. No nano to combo with it. Danger Noodle expending that resource early in that last fight. But Mimi does have the Transcendence here that they're still sitting on in preparation, possibly for Giant's Earth Shatter. Giant really only needs to connect to 1 or 2 targets, but it's difficult because look, it's this high ground presence being maintained by Termina. It's a tough defense to crack. For now, the way to go about that is to play on the opposite side of this high ground and a little bit of patch, a safe patch of territory here, and ward TGI Sai away from this position.
It's definitely going to be interesting as we see TGI Sai chilling up on the high ground, just kind of bouncing around. Here comes a Diva Bomb, a Dragon Blade, a little bit of everything. Seesaw gets the kill on the Caps Lock. There's the Shatter, gets another kill on the TSI. Marsley gets the kill on the Vince Asian. But unfortunately, it just seems like Terminut's just going to instantly win this point. All they got to do is kill that Lucio, and there's the slam. And it appears Terminut's going to be taking Unk out of the fight entirely here, winning the first point. And as we see, Terminut doing a really dominant job.
How are you so good at that? It's ridiculous that you're so... You replicate that sound like perfectly I'm gonna drive myself crazy thinking about it. Maybe it's
just the caster's talent of knowing how to say Unk perfectly almost every time.
I'm gonna have to hit the books here. We're heading into Oasis University, looking for a little bit of distraction as we head into potentially match point. Remember, these guys started without us. They're little Nimrods, I suppose. Didn't want us to spectate some really quality Overwatch, and this is a quality match so far. But definitely, Unk needs to get their win condition really together here. It's going to be mirrored style rush compositions. Gullible Medi on the Symmetra will help connect the team very quickly, and the Mei wall will actually result in the elimination of Mimi early in the fight. That's huge for Unk.
Yeah, first blood going to the side of Unk. You're doing a really good job there. Definitely going to be seen. They definitely have to say they hit the books in the library of this one to learn how to get first blood and help win a fight, because now they're just staying on this point. And definitely want to point out as they have the Symmetra, which is just going to help really zone out this point as the Symmetra Resident 1 trick of this lobby. I personally love seeing Symmetras. I instantly love any team that has it, and of course it would be Unk, who would just happen to be running up the Symmetra. Unfortunately, that's the Nano Reinhardt, and as the big, large German man runs into your team, you just kind of go, well, this is our downfall here.
Precision.
He's going to be setting up for a...
Oh no!
Shatter.
Oh no! That's brutal.
Bad disrespect. I don't think Unk knows.
No, they are not going to be appraised to this, but they might end up pathing away from it. Yeah. Oh, teleporter coming up. No one is any the wiser. Shatter coming down. It knocks down 3.
This is actually huge for the side of Terminut. Unk had the great idea of just TPing around just to try and get to point faster, thinking they knew what he was doing, but unfortunately he still gets the Shatter. And unfortunately, Unk is having to go right back to spawn and just get a nice reset.
You lose Hofstep in the process, but I feel like that's a hero's death right there. Like off the back of my sacrifice, you guys find victory. That's what Hofstep's call is to the rest of their squad, and their squad has the ultimates to compensate for that man disadvantage. If you want to combo the Graviton Surge and the Blizzard, then you absolutely can. You'll start off with a Grav here to elicit the sound barrier from Marsley.
Yeah, definitely interesting watching them use the Symmetra TP a lot earlier, even though it wasn't to really help them to get to the fight. But as I'm trying to explain the Symmetra tech issue here, there's double Blizzard coming down. It's like we're at Dairy Queen here, but it's high noon coming out from TGI Psy. And unfortunately, Terminus just going to be winning this one, and Silent gets knocked off the map. And once again, Ook is having to go right back into spawn.
There's some ultimates here to work with for Unka though. They've got both tank ultimates, and that's really important. That's a really good combo. And even if you don't eliminate anyone with it, you can still buy some space. Giant taking a little bit of a nap outside spawn though. Nice connection on the sleep there by Danger Noodle. But look, you've got the nano boost. You just tie that onto Hofstep, and you win the fight off that alone.
Yeah, that's a really big wall coming out from the side of Seesaw. Just like an actual Seesaw, he was able to see the Saw back into their own favor. And there's the Shatter coming down from Giant. Unfortunately, he doesn't really connect with anyone. But here comes an Evil Bomb landing down. It gets the kill on a Danger Noodle. That Noodle's not very dangerous anymore, but that beat drops down, making sure that no one else is going to die. And it looks like they're going to flip the point back into Terminet's favor once again after a quick weird point swap onto the side of Unk. And there's the solo grab Shatter into the Diva for the mad disrespect, but there's a no mortality field with 2 people on the point. But Huzfeb just says, no, we're taking this one, and Unk is going to have to go eliminated, so no more Unk today.
No, but there is a damage boosted Hofstep ready to clean up the point. Doesn't need to, though. That was a team kill, and it ends this series before it even had a chance to begin. Terminate wins, and we only get to see half of their victory. We missed Gibraltar. I know that you won't complain about that, Kong Man, but
No.
but I also won't complain about this matchup, and it's a nice. I mean, for me, it's kind of a nice way to kind of unwind just a little bit after that last match. This was the 5K from Hofstep, absolutely massive. If you're a Reinhardt player, this is your dream right there. Is being able to free swing there with the nano applied to that. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the Overwatch we have for you here on the main channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to be it. We do still currently have, I believe, 2 other streams that are currently up that are currently showcasing matches. I believe we will be doing a nice little multi-stream, or just going to host one of those as we are finishing ours. We are getting the word if we're going to be setting up for a raid or not, just waiting on the boss upstairs to let us know. Unfortunately, Unk has been eliminated, which means they are no longer going to be participating in the bracket, but Terminut keeping their playoff hopes alive as they advance through the losers bracket. And honestly, just seeing how dominant they were over the side of Unk, I'm ready to just really see like what's going to happen with them. Do they have a chance to win it all? You'll have to come back tomorrow and find out.
Yes, they'll be going up against the winner between the matchup or from the matchup between Euphonic and Sonder. Should be pretty exciting, and there is more exciting Overwatch in store. It's going to be happening tomorrow. I'm very excited to continue casting for this, so definitely stay tuned. Hit the Twitch channel up with a follow. Definitely go over to the other ones as well through that ! multi Twitch command, so that you guys can get connected to those other channels. Be notified of when they go live with their games as well. You guys can drop that now so that you guys don't miss any of the consecutive games that we have wrapping up here tonight. Really good stuff from all these teams. Was eliminated. But let's not forget the contribution that they made. Again, the teams had a buy-in. It was $5 per player or $30 for the team. And so, just by being here today, it's a massive contribution. A huge shout out even to our teams who do get eliminated. And massive thank you to all of our contenders tonight. I'm trying to remember if I'm forgetting anything, but honestly, just a really good day today. Again, for the newness of this endeavor, you guys are really coming through with the donations, with the viewership, and all the love in the chat for all of our contenders. At least here on the main channel, our last update on the donation total was $744, which is absolutely spectacular. What a fantastic day! And again, there's more in store for you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely considering the fact that this is only day 1 of 3 of this tournament and we're already at $744 is just massively insane. And as most people know, with like definitely tournaments, it definitely slowly increases in viewership over time because more people are finding out about it. You're going to hit the weekend where more people have time to watch the stream, and as you see more and more teams going into this winners like circle, and like as we get closer to grand finals, all the other teams that got eliminated are like, "Yo, I want to see who wins this. Who else is going to get it?"
Yeah.
So make sure you are here on Sunday for the grand finals because that's going to be a match you don't want to miss, even just for a community charity event.
100%. And also, if you guys want to see more of me, then again, I'll be on. I think I'm on B, the second channel tomorrow. So you guys will definitely want to catch me and Gothix, pretty familiar casting duo for all of our fans out there. You guys definitely want to catch me casting for those series of games. If you guys want to know exactly where to find me, then I'll be tweeting out where you guys can watch that stream. Be sure to head over to twitter.com and give me a follow there over there. It's Lord Ethan, just like my name is spelled out right below, and you guys can stay up to date with all my casting gigs.
Yeah, and if you guys ever want to find out whenever I'm casting or participating in tournaments or just seeing whatever weird thing I want to tweet out with whatever I feel like, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Kong_man21. I really don't want to have the underscore, but apparently some guy in like 2010 that
Beat
hasn't
you
been
to it.
active. No, literally, there's just some account that was made in like 2010 that has like no tweets on it. That just is Kongman21. I'm like, you don't
The
do anything.
OG Kong man.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I've had mine like okay. I've had this tag since like 2008, and then I only discovered Twitter in, like 2015. So I feel
Unluckers.
robbed. Yeah,
Unluckers,
I'm
as we
robbed.
say in the Overwatch community. You guys definitely want to follow Kongman over there. And again, thank you guys for all the viewership, for all the support as well, the donations. Again, before you guys go, hit the exclamation point Discord and exclamation point multi Twitch so you guys can join the community, get appraised of those other streams. Go give them a follow. Show your love for all of the other contenders. For now, thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a spectacular rest of the evening.